Melbourne's gone forward straight away for the Hawks.
As they did in round 17. The idea being the forward pressure on the Cats' defence and their ability to rebound without pressure is important. So you've got Rioli down there, Campbell, Brown, Osborne.
Gary Ablett's going forward for the Cats as well, which is unusual. Very unusual, so they might put him down in the goal square.
Bear in mind, with 4 minutes to go back in round 17, it was the Cats by 5 points. And then that man made a blunder, and suddenly the margin blew out to 11. His partner was expecting. His kicking went off. Bucks, did that happen to you last week?
I don't think so. Matthew Stokes looks like he's tailing Luke.
Here we go. He's frisking him. Hodge is the target. They've come for him already. And away we go, the grand final. Back-to-back for the Cats. Look at the Hawks pull off an upset. Sewell, first hands to the football. Down goes Kelly. Charging in Chapman. Spills behind them. And the umpire will do it again.
Well, Buddy Franklin's one out in the 50 with Matty Scarlett.
Sean Ryan making his debut in a grand final. McLaren's gone 5 times. Bozzo twice. Rucks go at it again. We've got a whistle. Been doing it all day. It's coming back. Ling will get the free kick.
Umpire there, Sam Mitchell just holding on to Cameron Ling.
Bartel, 36 possessions last time these teams played. Kicks inside the forward 50. Off hands. First fitness test is passed. Hodge kicks it out towards the wing. Taken by Osborne. Goes short to Franklin. An early touch. Crowd appreciate how important that is. Franklin back towards the corridor. Young, who's a long kick, takes something off this one. Hot chance for Mackie, and he controlled it.
And he had a target in Mark Williams there. That was an errant kick because Williams was free.
So Mackie got it to Enright, and then Enright gets it back to Selwood. Great handball to Ling, who's a left footer. And now delivers low, won't go all the way there, and front spot again, that man.
He had to use Matty Scarlett then to expose Lance Franklin and to send him a message early. Get the ball in Scarlett's hands.
Lewis was slow off the mark there. Corey got it back from Johnson, so Ling another disposal. Bartel's kicked the centre half forward to Beauty. Well, this would be something if Lonergan kicked the first, wouldn't it?
This would be a great story. Unbelievable story for a young man whose career was nearly over to get an opportunity to kick the first goal in the 2008 Grand Final. He'd be as nervous as anyone out there.
Bartel and Ling with 3 touches each early, and you can tell there's really not that much structure in the first 5 minutes of a grand final. Players are running around like chickens with their heads cut off. The intensity is extreme.
Not only nearly lost his career, seemingly nearly lost his life a couple of years ago, Tom Lonergan, and kicks the first goal of the 2008 Grand Final.
Well, Lewis just looked a little bit flat-footed out on the outer wing. He misjudged the ball in flight. The ball got over the back, and they were able just to cut them up at half forward. But gee, Bartel, he uses the ball so well. He kicked it into space. Lonergan didn't even actually want to go there, and he said, "You get over there, Tommy, and I'll hit you." Oh, that's a great start. It's a great story. Any way you look at it, it's a wonderful story.
The Ling-Mitchell matchup, which was always probably eventuated very early in the game. Ling's the one who's got the ball in his hands these first few minutes.
35 goals on the season now. Kick-starting the Cats under the bright sunshine here at the G. Wonderful afternoon for football. Ottens taps it down. Bateman's over it. Now, Osborne in desperate trouble. Ball up.
Thanks, guys. Come back this way. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Michael.
They're trying to get a loose player in defence here, the Cats. Tom Harley's the player at the moment. Corey Enright was folding back, so the Hawks just need to find that loose man and bottle him up.
Sewell, a half chance, did well. Stifled the hand pass from Corey. Brown goes down. Umpire will ball it up.
One thing that was evident in that little bit of play is just how the Cats saturate the area that the ball is in. They outnumber their opposition. It's going to be a real challenge for the Hawks to match that.
Both coaches on the job, as you can see. Anxiety on their faces. This is the testing time for the coaches. Bartel goes down. Very tight in there at the moment. One possession already for that man on the lead. Will he be the game breaker this afternoon? Many people think so. He's reaching over the top. Bartel has started brilliantly. He's getting a free kick. His fourth possession. Ablett's away then. Over the top. Rook. Ablett runs beyond the wing, confronted by Mitchell. Awkward hand pass for Ling. Ling went to ground. Sewell, like a cork in the ocean, on his knees, quickly to his feet, combining brilliantly. Young involved, Gladson, and now Franklin.
And Ling a bit slow to his feet. He's up now, Cameron Ling, but that took a bit out of him.
There's a Sherman tag, but he caught one on the right knee there. It was either a hyperextension or a needle that looks like a wrench of some sort.
Down to you, Tim.
Well, then, as Ling, the trainers were coming out to Ling, then the Geelong trainers actually marched into the space where Hawthorn were kicking the ball. That's exactly why the crowd just went absolutely nuts there. They saw all Hawthorn with the opportunity to get a free ball on the wing.
We saw Ablett start down in the forward line. He's now gone onto the ball, and his opponent looks like for the afternoon will be Rick Gladson. There we go, right beside him.
So Ottens and Campbell, no free kick. Lewis trying to bar through. Campbell, second effort. Selwood in big traffic. Chapman to Enright. And then Enright inside the 50. Lonigan gives a free kick away.
It's going to be a really interesting deal, this one. Stokes, I don't know whether they would have picked Stokes for Hodge or whether it's just worked out that way, but I think Hodge is going to just drift off Stokes at every opportunity.
So Hodge, so Franklin in the back half here.
We shouldn't be surprised to see Franklin do this. He'll go back and start deep, have Scarlett with him, and then run him up the field as often as he can.
Moments ago, Lonigan saw the ball in the ribs and went for the ribs. Guerra, close to the boundary line, advances out.
And when Roughhead goes all the way down, when Franklin goes all the way down, Roughhead comes out to centre half forward. Here it is here. Lonigan just thought, well, I'll test your ribs out and see how you go.
The ball was secondary. He realises the importance of number 15. Offhand, Young, slippery, did well. Guerra, now Mitchell. Another wonderful season. Average 28 possessions. Guerra, Chance did well. Bateman, left half back, kicks towards the wing. Rioli in best position, knocks it to his own advantage. Is a Will of the West. Oh, well done, Enright. Reeled him in. The hand pass there, ill-directed. Campbell took a while. He was taken down from behind, bumped from the front. Young got the crumb. Lewis kicks to half forward. Franklin is down. Scarlett got him. Looks back over his left shoulder, surveying the damage. Franklin slow to get up. Wrestle meantime. Ball out of bounds on the full from the boot of Mackey. Free kick to Lewis.
When we talk about statements, this is a statement. Matthew Scarlett saw the opportunity and Lance Franklin down the middle. It'll be interesting to see how Franklin responds from that.
Free kick to Geelong against Osborne's attack on Mackey. So Corey almost got overdue. Bateman. Brown, terrific half volley. Now to Osborne. To Bateman, hard running. Can kick a goal. 49 out. Low, straight. A beauty. Took the chance and scored.
Another moment of skill from Toyota.
Who else but Kevin Bartlett?
Good to see you. I am going to be you, KB. Are you really? Yeah. What?
What? It's the 1980 Grand Final.
Yes, and I am going to be Kevin Bartlett. Come on, open, come on. He can't handle.
You think we're going to get a kick?
Helicopter on the launch pad. Follow through. Show us your launch pad. Try.
And Barnes turned Magro inside out!
Hungry.
He runs like a snake in water. Wonderful running goal, Tim.
Franklin's still a little bit sore. Completely different strategy this time round, Franklin. Last time he stayed at home and they're prepared to give him the space on Scarlett. He's going to run him around, and already Scarlett is looking a little bit tired, although he's slowed Buddy now down.
Second stringers out there to ruck. Renoff.
Come on, guys, no one dragged
Blake.
Thanks, guys.
Two wonderful stories in their own way.
Bateman was running around with Selwood early in the match. Now that Ablett's gone into the middle, Bateman is shadowing him. They're going to try and run off one of the Cats midfielders at every opportunity.
Umpire threw it up. This is Johnson. Ablett feeds it back. Corey. Harley backtracking. Surrounded by bald heads. Ablett Well, fortune favoured the ball. Goes out wide, taken by Hunt. Little chip up towards the wing. Mackey's got it.
Well, he's been able to find himself loose on half-back, so he'll be the go-to man coming out.
Back to Hunt.
Right there, Xavier. Hold it there.
Kicks it like Stewie Dewey, doesn't he? He's at half-back. It's a lovely kick to Varco. Varco inboard. And then Corey getting it inside that 50. Johnson, brilliant. Gee, I think he held it. Little give by Mooney to Lonigan to Ling. Ling on the left. Got a bit of purchase. Hodge underneath, waiting. Johnson coming at it. Hodge. He's had a good start, Hodge. Crawford. He's had the long wait, hasn't he? Talk about the long march. Out wide. Bateman and Ablett. What a duel here. Ablett worked to arrest him. Ball in.
Bateman's going to be critical, I think, to the midfield of Hawthorn. He'll take Ablett. He might even take Selwood, but he is such a hard runner on the rebound out of the Hawthorn 50. He's going to be really dangerous.
Barbers around the country barracking for Ablett in that exchange. Hand pass comes to Ling from Bartel. Bartel's got it. Came from outside the boundary, got the call advantage. Bounces off the chest of Rook, taken by Chapman. Centering kick, Mackey's got it. Inside the centre square, slipping over on the lead, Johnson. He's backtracking, he could be dangerous. Well, they won't get the ball to him. Rioli steals the hand pass away from Mooney. Storms up towards the wing. Emerges from the shadows. Look at him go. Down towards left half forward. Brown, 60 metres out. Bacon square. He has to hesitate then. Pulls it across the ground. Ellis.
He wasn't aiming for him at that point, that's for sure. But the kick off the side of the boot, in fact, avoided the Geelong player who'd got 25 metres out in that key defensive area.
Great play by Rioli here, not to panic, not to use the ball before acceptances. He had Roughhead up the line, but he was happy to chew up space with his run and carry.
Xavier Ellis directly in front. Kicks from 40. And gives Hawthorn the lead.
AFL Auskick, a little opportunity for 161,000 kids.
So Ellis and Bateman, 10 goals between them coming in, have got the first two. Buddy and Jared Ruffett, 184 between them. So the Hawks have got Bateman and Ellis on the scoreboard.
Really good running, isn't it, just through the midfield.
So the match, just as we expected, high standard, settling now. Selwood, Johnson, brilliant. To Selwood, running hard. To the forward pocket, Chapman used his body. Well done, though. Jew was up for it. Terrific kick. Jew and Crawford, the two that Clarkson's had to nurse through the season. Birchall's hard running. Decision time. Now, what does he do? He's running with the footy. Two bounces. He's got Franklin inside. Could Buddy get enough on it and kick it all the way?
Jeez.
Well, the one thing there is he had a lot of time and space, didn't he?
It's interesting. Geelong for the fence is keeping its formation and allowing a couple of Hawthorn players to go upfield. So they're always going to be outnumbered in the forward 50.
They're happy to push back, though, aren't they? They want to block up the 50, but what Hawthorn are doing is running it through and making them come to them.
Melbourne, who started on the bench, out of the back pocket. Good umpire, Vozzo, not 15. Taylor drives it up towards the wing, and Blake stretches and takes the mark. Plays on. Stokes in trouble. Johnson in space. Kicks down towards half forward. Coming across on the angle. Birchall. Grabs by Mooney. He'll get the free kick.
They've been Hawthorn have been so strong across this half back line. A lot of the Cats' penetrations have been shallow. They haven't been deep, and Hawthorn have been able to turn them around very well.
It's hard to get the ball inside 50 against Hawthorn. Stats will prove that this year. Osborne got it from Crow.
Bateman's running again.
And Ellis to Bateman. He had to backtrack. Ablett's onto it now. Just a fumble, but he was good enough. To Selwood, to Mackey. I don't think you say just a fumble with Ablett too often, do you?
He's had 6 handballs. He hasn't had a kick yet.
Rook, that's a penetrating kick. Wanting Stokes, Hodge onto him. Terrific tackle by Hodge, and then got a hold on.
I think they've made a factor to get Rook on the field to probably try and take care of Hodge a little bit in terms of a defensive forward.
Well, Geelong have got to make that change because Stokes and Hodge at the moment, that's not working, and Hodge is absolutely on top of Stokes.
Kicks to Birchall.
1 metre statement, thank
That was a confident kick.
He's been on top of all comers, Oxford. Rook's played him.
Yeah.
Rook has been on him for the last 5, but whenever the ball's in his area, Hodge is having an effect.
Crawford to Lewis. Now Dew. Hugs the boundary line. Sewell. Franklin on the move. With the run, Scarlett. Fists it away. Franklin a bit of recovery. Mitchell run down brilliantly by Kelly. Rioli sides the way through, pulls it back to full forward. Big bodies down there in front. A chance for the Hawks. Williams, Rhett turns around and kicks another one.
We belong to the Miniature Railway Club of Victoria. I also belong to the RACV. When I took out my home insurance, combined it with my car insurance, I got 10% off both. Same with the caravan and the boat. Even the contents. Save 10% on everything. Meant I could build a new sleeper line.
RACV multi-policy discount. Call 13 RACV.
It's good to belong.
So Crode looking like he might be coming off. Down to you, Tim.
Hawthorn have now got the matchup they wanted from the beginning. Bateman has gone to Ablett. Now, every chance he gets, he's going to run hard forward. After that last run forward, Bateman actually and Ablett stayed at half forward. Ablett couldn't run again, so what they're going to try and do is tire him out so he can't be the attacking weapon for Geelong that he'd like to be, Ablett.
Well, Geelong have had more disposals than Hawthorn. They've gone inside 50 more often, but as we've seen, Hawthorn have been more effective on the scoreboard.
Good jumps, play on.
Campbell and Ottens. Campbell's second efforts have been very good. Selwood, brilliant in heavy traffic again. Then Rook tried a handball on the up. Latson cut it off for the second time. Campbell did well. That was a third effort. Crawford's involved early. That's a good sign. Wobbly kick, not so good. Hunt picked it off.
Get Lance back, get Fred, play on.
So Hunt, just as Jude did a moment ago, a long kick and finds a target. Bartel, you heard not 15, and then Ottens back to Bartel, back to Enright, and then back to Hunt to try and set up. Short to Ablett. Ablett, is it 50? 50!
Wow. He might be a little bit lucky there. I reckon that Gary Ablett went to give the handball off.
Scotty, keep coming, it's another 50.
Oh, it's 100.
High tackle, Steve Johnson.
He'll be kicking from the goal square.
Okay, I warned you.
So it's given 250s. Guerra, high tackle on Steve Johnson. The umpire said, I've already warned you, Brent. So Ablett from right in front here.
It was marginal, but I think Bateman's right hand knocked the ball out and Ablett tried to regather it. There's probably enough there to give, but it was marginal.
This to settle the Cats down a little bit, I think.
Well, we saw last week where the first 2 goals kicked against Hawthorn were from 50-metre penalties. The coach doesn't mind them playing aggressive. He doesn't mind them playing hard and tough, but I reckon he'd be disappointed with the second one in particular. The first one, that's a 50-50, but the second one against Guerra, he'll be pretty annoyed with. In fact, the runner's just been out, so...
that turnover came from when Crawford really just there and kick into the forward 50. You've got to be able to pinpoint your kicks. So many goals are generated by those turnovers, missing targets.
Well, his dad kicked 70 goals in 18 career games against the Hawks. He gets his first and the second for the Cats this afternoon. Averages just 16 possessions a game against Hawthorn. He started brilliantly, though. He's had 7 so far. Mitchell in trouble. Make that 8. Ablett slips a hand pass away. Selwood has been terrific. Bounces off a would-be tackler. Tobacco inside the 50. Pushed as he kicked. That affected the kick. Well done by Sewell. He gets it back from Jewell. Lays it off. Crawford been very good. Goes back to the back pocket.
They had to get it in there. They've pushed Brad Ottens forward and they had him one-on-one at the top of the goal square. That's going to be a big play for the Cats. They're going to need that bailout option.
And that was good coaching because Crow was off with the blood rule.
Osborne got it from Gilm, who got it from the man in the opposite back pocket, Guerra, as the kick comes down towards half forward. And a strong mark is taken by Brown right on the 50. Brown wasting no time. Bacon square. This has got to carry. Campbell Brown from long range.
Spring is probably the idle time, like you can spend some time outside.
Getting that garden sorted, everything you need to tidy up your outdoor area, we've got it.
Quickset Concrete, $5.30. 4-litre natural decking oil, $53.90. 2,500 litre water tank, $599. Blower vac, $49. Merbu decking, $3.75 per metre.
Every time you look out the window, there's another weed, you think, no.
Bunnings Warehouse! Lowest prices are just the beginning.
What a great kick. I mean, they made the big move, Brown forward in round 17. It's proven to be a beauty. Well, this is where the Bulldogs were, 4 goals to 2 last Friday night, weren't they?
Leg speed could be an issue here for the Cats. David Wojcinski was left out of the side on a hot day like today.
Gee, you've gone the early crow there, Ox.
Well, we do need leg speed.
Gee, Campbell's been good, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Ned Lewis's kick. Rough head, takes 3 on, can't quite beat them. Well done, Enright. Bartels look away to Taylor, and then Taylor back to Enright.
Geelong have had first use of the ball. It's 8 clearances to 3, but they just can't get it past their half-forward line.
Corey to Chapman.
Out, Campbell, out! Thank you.
Chapman, of course, missing that prelim final with the hamstring problems. Mooney.
It's a good mismatch there because Guerra's had to pick him up as they did the switch over.
So Mooney just decides to go long. He wants Ottens' height here. Ottens, well done in the end by Crow.
And Hodge is always getting over there, isn't he? He's always getting there at the last step to be the third man in those marking contests.
So look at the Cats. They've got the big disposals here. And there is Hodge. He's in trouble. He's gone.
Let it go! Let it go now! You've got the free. Go back!
And that'll be his man if the Cats can manufacture that.
Doesn't matter because the ball wasn't pinned. Right? I gave him a reasonable time. Doesn't matter because the ball wasn't pinned. I gave you reasonable time to get rid of it. No, you had both arms. No, that doesn't matter because the ball wasn't pinned. Okay,
and that's a fair decision because Hodge did not want that ball to spill into that area 25 metres out from goal. It was a decision he made to hold on to it, and I thought it was a fair decision by the ump.
Well, he kicked maybe the biggest goal of the prelim final. Rook gets a goal here in the opening term.
Reckon you're right to have one more? 2 standard drinks are okay in the first hour, but those are 1.5 standard drinks. Nick's larger, so his alcohol level will be lower. And Josh isn't driving for an hour, but he had a drink earlier. Nick has a full stomach, but he drinks more quickly. And Josh is tired. Yeah, that should be about right. If you think you're over the limit, you probably are.
Max Rook got the goal. They've changed the structure of their forward line. Ottens has gone forward. Lonergan's off the ground.
Again, it's not just about who plays on Hodge, but it's how they use the ball going forward, because he's going to come off whoever his opponent is every time and try and impact that contest.
Rucks go at it. Ran off, won it down. Corey stole it. Stolen away from him by Ellis. Exchange is fair trade. Kicks inside the forward 50. Franklin goes to ground. No free kick. Enright, all the time in the world. Just pops it short of the defensive 50. Milburn to Selwood. He's been tough so far, getting a lot of touches and effective touches. Some of the other players racking them up, but not doing much with them. Corey clever. Back to Taylor. Down towards half forward and Varco. Just inside the line. Travis Varco away. Long kick down towards full forward. Some body work down there. Mooney almost. It came back to him in the role of a drummer. The Camston.
Great hard ball get there by Max Rook. Now, Luke Hodge actually ran right up to the mark when Travis Varco took possession there on half forward. Created a little bit of a mismatch. He wasn't inside 50, which is a good result for the Cats, because when Hodge is outside of the Cats attacking 50, the Cats will be more dangerous. Rook was able to get his hands in it. Hands across the cam. Lovely snap.
He's pumped, isn't he?
There's the unlucky guy, David Wojcinski, played in the
interesting the tactics of the centre bouncers, Bruce. Geelong are always making sure they've got the extra player in Hawthorn's forward 50 on his own, lets the opponent go up to the front of the centre square, but Hawthorn tend to be playing pairs. Interesting difference.
And it's often Mackie that spare guy. So the Cats with the last 2 goals here.
What that should mean that Hawthorn will get a little bit more around the clearances because they've got that extra player around the clearance. But it's all about how often you can score once you get within kicking distance, and Geelong are trying to block that.
So Reniff and Blake.
Both holding, play on!
Heard the umpire, Corey, Franklin, Ablett. Had it a while, but he just stands up on the tackle so brilliantly to Hunt. Geelong having a good 5 minutes here. Mooney and Ottens, well done, Hodge. Terrific. Wonderful tackle by Rook. His presence is so important. Hodge under the pump. Crowd, Ottens very, very good. Guerra.
Right here. I can shoot. Max, you just jump straight into it.
Max Rook has said, right, look, Hodge, you are not going to get more than 3 metres from me. Every time the ball goes near you, I'm going to be right beside you.
So Guerra to the running Young.
Couple of bounces, runs beyond the wing, out in front of Rioli, needed a kind bounce, got it, 52 metres out, Brown!
Great play, Rioli.
Gee, he's been a handful already, hasn't he, Rioli?
It's wonderful awareness, isn't it? He knows where his opponent is, knows where the space is.
This will be interesting now that he's got time to think about it.
You're not on your correct
Whether
angle.
it can affect the same result.
It's against the post.
It's a difficult shot, but if you think your way through it enough, don't panic. You know, one step out opens the angle up enormously. It's just a question, can you manufacture the...
Corey, one level with me. One step.
Important kick, this one. Sharp angle. He's done it once. Can he do it again?
Go round. Go round.
Well, he shouldn't go back too far. He should just...
Legend has it. He flosses with a power drill. In he comes, and he misses to the near side. Brushes the post, but on the behind side. Here's Enright.
It's like trying to make 2 8-footers down the hill, isn't it?
Yep.
Big first turn by Bartel. Lonergan back on. Notice Hodge has gone to the interchange. Johnson breaking the tackle to Taylor, to Corey, to Harley, who's run off Brown here. Took a while, Harley, but then delivered. So important, Rook. And now Chapman, a high ball inside. Stokes and Guerra and Mooney. Terrific stuff by Gillam. Down to you, Tim.
I ran into Cyril Rioli's grandfather before the game. His name's Cyril too. I said, will the pressure affect your grandson? He said, no, he's never felt pressure, that kid.
Well, he's showing that today, isn't he? He's clean hands, beautiful delivery. He's had a great start, Rioli, to this grand final.
A lot of rotations here too this afternoon. Really warm conditions, and the side that actually manages them best have a huge advantage going into the last half.
Ottens is on the ball now. Blake has sat down, so again that forward line for the Cats gets a different look. Ottens is going to play a lot of minutes this afternoon. Here's Ellis in the back pocket.
And this is Hawthorn's first kick in. The first chance we said at Geelong. It's probably the slowest that they've moved the ball so far today. The Hawks and the Cats are like that.
Milburn got it on the ground. Rook surrounded. Ottens on his knees trying to feed it out. Nothing doing. Ling, well, somehow extracted that football. Shepherd from Milburn releases Corey down towards the pocket. Over the head of Lonergan. Now, the interesting thing with Lonergan back at full forward, when Ottens went there, their best 10 minutes of play came for the Cats simply because Ottens encouraged them to kick it long.
And Geelong pressing hard here. Ottens winning the tap. Ladson can't quite break the tackle. And now the ball's in dispute.
It's interesting, the inside 50 entries, because about 10 a quarter is all that Hawthorn concede. Geelong have already had 15. I think if multiply that by 4, 60 in a game, they're going to win if they have 60 entries.
The clearance is 2-4 to 10 in favour of Geelong, so...
Hawthorn doing well to be in front.
Yeah.
Young, Deju, and they're not in front anymore, it's all level.
And you would have thought, I mean, watching the general runner play, that the Hawks are up, they've played all over the Cats, but once again, the scoreboard's level, and this is what happens about expectations. We expected the Cats to be in front and to be making the running, but the Hawks they're in the game, we've got a contest.
So they're having a few problems here. Second kick out, Guerra decides to go long, but all the advantage with Geelong here. Milburn picks it off and goes in short.
He read that so early off the boot. He saw it, he just waited. He almost hid down behind Campbell and he said, right, you kick it anywhere near me, I'm going to get a free run at this.
Well, people often say when you play a zone against a kick-in, as Geelong are doing, if you go long, as Hawthorn did, and it's marked, there's a million Geelong players on their own in forward 50. Pretty easy to find one. Chapman was the one they got.
Well, he's been a big story all week, Chapman. A big story for a fortnight. Will he or wouldn't he? And that's not going to come back. It's a poor kick from his high standards. So let off for the Hawks.
They've shown that they can pin the Hawks down in their back half, and as you said, it's the first time they've been able to do it the whole match.
This time they play the huddle, they peel off. Young across the body. Wow. Chance did brilliantly. Young left a fair bit to Chance. They drive it inside the forward 50, free kick, and it's going to Hunt. Hunt across the ground. Bartel, so much of it. Up to 13 possessions now. Selwood, he's had 9. And they've been telling, make that 10, runs onto the loose ball, little chip over the top. Chapman, who missed that last goal, smothered. Campbell got a hand to it. It still goes 20 metres. Taken by Mooney. All the time in the world assessing the options. Good close down defence. Bring something special out of Cam Mooney. Nothing was on. He took the bit between his teeth and from the boundary has threaded it through.
Oh, that was unbelievable. He did everything that the coach asked. He looked inside. He waited for something to come clear. He actually had to gather the ball first, which he did. He looks. He waits. He says, someone come to me. No one does except for the opponent. He says, I've got to have a shot here.
I think he just kicked the ball to the goal umpire. That's one of the things about goal kicking sometimes. The big post, they phase you. But this was a low angle. He just kicked it straight at the goal umpire.
Lovely finish over the black dot too. And having the Cats, this is what they do so well. They maintain their composure and they outlast.
Kick 5 last year. He's got 2 already this year, Cam Mooney. Well, first big question asked right now of Hawthorn. Early days, but Geelong have kicked 3 goals in a row. And they look very, very dangerous, as they have done for 2 years. No mark to Harley. Osborne's handball. Williams, Crawford. Crawford, Franklin. Could he? Well done, Scarlett. Getting back Melbourne. Scarlett on the up to Enright to Melbourne. Melbourne's had a good start after starting interchange. Johnson. Ablett.
Thanks, Chance, that's it. Play on.
Johnson. Hooks it back inside. Oh, gee, Crow, free kick.
Hands in the back. Went way too early. Went way too early.
So Lonergan. Rook takes off. Lonergan's going to go in that direction. Well done. That could be 50.
Good coach and poor use of the footy. That's they've been inside 50 17 times, the Cats. It should have been 18 on that occasion. And as Lee said, that's a massive number in just a quarter of footy.
Great kick. A really good double lead there. He let up, he went back, he pushed up his opponent and went again.
See, they're big penalties, aren't they? Any 50-metre penalty, it's a really big one.
Angle's right. There it is.
Well, they've turned it into 100 with a good kick, haven't they?
Yep.
So Williams a star last week.
It's a beautiful kick normally. Huge kick because Geelong have really come back here.
Guides it through. And this match is perfectly poised.
It is. It's brilliantly poised, Bruce. Both clubs would be happy with how they've come out and begun this match. I think Hawthorn started the game as they needed to. Now, there wasn't much in that, but Rook didn't have to make that contact. He wanted to make him earn it. Lovely little pass there to create that space first and foremost by the Hawthorn forwards, to push into it by Mark Williams, and then a lovely little dink by Ellis to find him, and a lovely finish.
A point the difference. Mark Williams coming off 5 goals last week. Kicked 8 against the Cats, round 22, 2006. At the other end, Rook and Hodge matched up, Tim. One down by Campbell. Johnson Get to Tim in a moment. The kick inside the forward 50. Bounces on its point. Rook wins the battle. Punches down towards the pocket. Getting back quickly is Hodge. The ball, Barracks for the Cats. Went back to Rook. Kelly's in trouble. Hodge did brilliantly. Spills to Lonigan. Can't find a way through. Oh, it's desperate out there. Dew on the ground. Over the top. Ladson, that ball's not coming out. At least I don't think it will. Tim. Can't be expected to hear us down there with that.
Gee, what a tough bit of passage of play that was there. Just tackle after tackle, body on body. And we've got a blood rule.
I think Sam Mitchell's coming off with the blood rule. He might need a spell. Cameron Ling at this point of the time's got another scalp. It's only a quarter in. He's only touched the ball a couple of times, Sam Mitchell. He does a fantastic job. Cameron Ling.
Oh, he's got a bit of a forearm on the schnoz.
Errant backhand, and Ling's done particularly well, given that he had that player fall across his knee. He's a Sherman tank, that bloke. He's that hard to hurt, and he just keeps going.
Just the position winners, Bartel 13, Enright 11, Corey 10, Selwood 10 and Ablett 10. All the main go-getters for Geelong getting plenty of it.
4 seconds to go till quarter time. Needs a clear takeaway here and a kick to the square. Selwood couldn't find a way through. Almost. Quarter time. The grand final we had to have. Living up to expectations. And the expectations were high. 5-3-33 to 5-2-32.
In 7 News, all eyes on the G for the blockbuster All-Victorian Grand Final. Hawks fans show their true colours as Cats followers tune in any way they can. Police appeal for witnesses to a savage city bashing, a pilot's lucky escape from a light plane crash near Yea, and the US presidential candidates go head-to-head.
There's a new way to help your body unlock the energy from food. Recharge, new from the makers of Centrum. With high-potency B-group vitamins, Recharge helps your body convert food to energy, helping to maximise your natural energy every day. Recharge, new from the makers of Centrum. Unlock your energy every day.
Things we do for love.
Lobster, please.
Walking in the rain and the snow, and there's nowhere to go.
You used to do anything for your love life. What's stopping you now? Don't let erection problems get in the way. See your GP for real help or visit thingswedoforlove.com.au.
This weekend is your last chance. Rush in and grab 50 months interest-free at Harvey Norman. That's right, buy now and get 50 months interest-free on the best in furniture and bedding, the hottest in electrical and computers, the latest in flooring, carpets and rugs. 50 months interest-free, still wide at Harvey Norman right now. But you've got to hurry. This amazing offer must end this weekend. Don't miss out. What a way to celebrate nearly 50 years at Harvey Norman with 50 months interest-free. 10% deposit, monthly repayments must end this weekend. Hurry! Go!
Give me Pepsi Max.
Yes, of
course you can give up. But in the future, you might regret your sad, spared life that day for this one chance to fly.
Seven's telecast of the 2008 Toyota AFL Grand Final, proudly brought to you by the game-changing Toyota Orion.
Done is he's told Stokes, well, you've got the roll on him again. He's actually up on the wing at the moment, but he'll have Hodge for the first 5 minutes at least of this quarter.
Houghton flicks it down, taken by Ling to Corey. So many first touches around those clearances for Corey, taken high as Selwood. Coming up to his 12th possession.
Thinking with that matchup, Bucks, Hodge just doesn't come up. He's back. He's just taking... Very hard to get a forward playing on a defender.
Barco back to Selwood. Selwood, clever kick into the path of Lonigan. Lonigan, 60 metres out. Takes something off the kick for Mooney, and I think he got it just inside the line. He did. Angles proving no problem so far this afternoon. Big test for Chapman. Hit very hard. He's going to get a free kick. Chapman is going to get a free kick. I think it's against Mitchell, who was coming back, wasn't from the front of the footy.
She had to go back with courage.
Brad Johnson is watching at home. He's thrown the remote away.
Jordan! I didn't play, mate. Jordan!
I didn't play it.
Scott McLean saying
to distance himself from
Can you say that? The ultimate cop-out. Chapman in, kicks the goal.
How can you judge something when there's nothing to compare it to? A car that makes you rethink what you ever thought possible. A car with the power of a V6 that delivers the fuel economy of a 4-cylinder. The only way to judge it? Drive it for yourself. The 200 kilowatt Toyota Orion. The game has changed.
And as relaxed as Sam Mitchell was during the week, and he looked that way, he started this game poorly. He hasn't got his hands on the ball. As you can see there, he didn't try and spoil the ball. He was just trying to put body contact on, and it was ineffective.
Mitchell's had 2 possessions and given 3 free kicks away so far in the early stages of the second term. Ablett out wide. Johnson, that look away to Enright, to Mackie.
Got an option, Bruce.
And here is Stokes. His form has tapered a little late in the season. Slow kick, and Hodge picked off Mooney that time.
It's interesting what happened there. Stokes went upfield. Hodge just gets his opponent, his teammate, to go with him. He just takes any size and shape, Hodge, so he's always going to be patrolling that back third.
And that was the part of the ground last week where he caught that nasty knock.
And Campbell was able to get rid of Ottens. Lewis, Bateman did well there. He got a cross in front of Ling, and then Young run out.
The situation before Cameron Mooney, he's just got a fantastic awareness when he's got the ball in the forward 50. That goal he kicked in the first quarter, he had about 10 looks before he had that low shot, but we found it very good.
Well, he leads the competition in a goal assist.
Yep.
So Osborne to Saul to Birchall. Had to wait for it, Young. It was a poor handball. Not good signs, and then a high one, free kick. To Varco.
Going into trouble, Corey. Lands it in the opposite direction. Birchall down towards half forward. Getting in behind the defence, Williams. Bartel looking to corral him. Williams is kicking at goal. And he's missed.
Well, and he missed that because he tried to kick around the corner rather than straightening up and kicking through the football.
I didn't mind Birchall's attack on the footy then. I thought the footy was his intent, and he was just trying to protect it from the oncoming Corey. It was a solid contest.
And what about Lonigan in the land of virtual reality? Meantime, on the other side, Franklin has got the football, but it's coming back, and there's going to be a free kick, and it's going to Williams. He's looking dangerous, wasting no time, Rioli. Well, the young man's got a big kick here.
This is the steadier, isn't it? Geelong are really pressuring them. This is the one they need just to regain their confidence. There's Bartel just giving away the free kick.
It's a good umpire decision, that, isn't it? It looked initially like Bartel should have received the free kick, but he did pull him to ground.
Williams, every touch he gets, he's been quite dangerous. He's been good creating space for his teammates, and now he's been good with the ball today.
The youngest man on the ground keeps a cool head and steers it through.
Come over tonight. I'm going to cook you a delicious meal all by myself with a little bit of help.
Cut up the ingredients.
Whoops. Continue.
Skewer the chunks of chicken.
Look at that. That's textbook.
Now ready for frying.
Sure thing, tiny chef. Looks good.
Season to taste.
She is going to love this. Oh, here we go. Lucy.
Prepare over 250 delicious meals with new cooking guide, only on Nintendo DS.
I'm your favourite, aren't I?
Beautiful. Well, both his uncles, Michael Long and Morris Rioli, have won Norm Smith medals, and Long kicked one of the most famous goals in grand final history at that end, didn't he?
But he doesn't feel pressure, Bruce. We heard from his grandfather, but he obviously doesn't, because that was an important finish and he got the job done.
So all square. Varco ripped off it. Birchall, Ling in hard.
Held to him.
Like Campbell's second and third efforts.
Well, they're doing a good job, Hawthorn, actually, to be level on the scoreboard. The Geelong midfield bunch is basically creaming them in the hands on footy and inside 50 entries, but scores a level.
Otten sweeps it to a sweeper in his own right in Mackey, and then Mackey decides to go long to Lonigan.
All clear, Steve.
Looks like the sun is going to affect long kicks going to a goal square to left of screen. Both defender and forward shielding their eyes on that occasion.
Ladson off his step. Reminiscent of their last meeting. It was a hot day back in '89. Young. Told to play on. Now he's a good kick. Nothing much to kick to, though. In fact, nothing at all. Apart from Guerra, and they concede some ground. Guerra. Now, Williams was on, but it would have taken a wonderful kick to get it to him. He was streaming up the ground. He's still too far away. Hodge goes short, looking for Gillen. Stolen away.
Good vision.
Mooney had it bounce off his chest, goes after it, gets a hand pass to Chapman, 35 metres out. Chapman trying to bend it back, doesn't succeed. Wow. Nice build-up. Yes. Then right involved, he was the man that stole it.
Well, Steve Johnson just looking at him saying, I was 40 metres free. All you have to do is spot me up. He didn't. He went for goal, and it's cost him a certain goal.
Well, this is an interesting kick out. Geelong with all the numbers there. A lot was asked of Saul, and he's responded pretty well. He's kept the ball in close quarters. Well done, Prince Saul.
Great effort. You need those hustlers in every side, and Saul is definitely the guy that hustles the most for the Hawks, and he'll be important as the game wears on.
97 to 145 in possessions in favour of Geelong. That's a lot of footy. And they're quick possessions. They don't hold the ball long. They just whip it round.
Most experienced ruckman against the least experienced in that case. It was Ottens and Reniff.
Move on, Brad.
So Ottens measures the kick. Mooney has been the target. Hodge front spot. Mooney at the back.
I think that was a good choice of kick, because the Hawthorn players were outnumbering them in that centre corridor area. So they basically went, what, sometimes drawing a boundary throw in is as good. It's certainly better than a rebound to the opposition.
Might be very good here, because Ottens won it cleanly and then crowed.
I think the tenor of Bomber Thompson's discussion with Stokes would have been, if you don't get dangerous, well then Hodge is going to pay you no respect at all. He's had just the 2 touches for the game, just won this quarter.
Big responsibility for Renoff. Johnson, they almost paid a price there. They need Campbell out, rucking against Ottens. Guerra. Hawthorn dodge a bullet. Out of defence, Hodge comes wide, lunging at it, missing Lewis. He's been quiet. Getting back is Corey, looks to the middle. Ottens carried under the football, lurking behind is Ellis.
Hanging on here, the Hawks. Geelong are just starting to really motor down, pushing them right deep into their defence.
Young, Crawford, well, that's a contradiction, comes towards the wing, fisted away by Melbourne. Old Melbourne knocks it out of bounds.
You just have a sensing that Geelong's ball use is just that 5% better than Hawthorn. I mean, Hawthorn might have made just 4 or 5 disposal turnover errors, but that's all you need to give the ball back to Geelong.
Blake this time in the ruck. Corey gang tackled.
Locked in on top of her mind.
It's also hard when you're starting your attack from right deep in defence. If you're starting it on, on your centre-half back position, it's a lot easier. You're there right in the goal square at the moment.
And I thought Geelong was shallow early in the match, but they're getting the ball in deeper these last, I suppose, quarter and a bit.
Ellis was terrific, third man up to Crawford, to Sewell, to Bateman, to Crawford. Dangerous handball. Well done, Brown. That was clever. Renouf. Now he's got Franklin as the target. Big fly from Roughhead. Mackie to try and pick it off. Well done, Mackie. Back turn. Bateman runs right through him. Sewell collects. Kelly. Ling. Taylor. Ball still not quite coughed up. Hawthorn hassling.
That is tough footy.
Every player with their head over the ball or with the intent on the player with the ball. Mitchell, lucky he missed that one.
Bounce just inside the 50. Blake at the second attempt. Taylor did well. Selwood releases Johnson. Kicks it beyond the wing. Into space. Mooney won't get there in time. It's out of bounds. It was a good kick.
And there's a lot of pressure on Mitchell now. Although the scoreboard's looking good for his team, he hasn't had an impact. He's not going to get an easy touch because he's against a gun tagger, but he just needs to put his head down, work hard to get himself into this match, not with the cheap shots and not with the easy kicks or touches.
Against Renouf, taken by Blake, quickly to Corey inside the
he's done his
50.
hamstring, Crow.
He's in trouble. Runs out of bounds, yes, he's limping.
Not his hamstring, his foot. He's in massive trouble here.
Back.
Oh, just the way it went, it looked like something had shot him, and he's as proppy as proppy.
Well, they're a man down at the moment in that area, although they've got the numbers flooding back. After the boundary throw in, Chapman. Saw it coming, Selwood. Remarkable. Ablett's in trouble. Down he goes. Strong tackle by Osborne. And the umpire will ball it up.
And right now, Crow to be thinking that he doesn't want what has actually happened to his body. He doesn't want to acknowledge it, but if he went in with a foot problem and he looked like he was shot, Ox, is probably a reason that foot's gone amiss.
Well, just for the moment, their defence is haphazard. Now Osborne is claimed from behind by Bartel, and the umpire will ball it up.
As an amateur physiotherapist, you might say a stress fracture has become a fracture.
Yeah, well, you just look at it, the way he did hobble, it looked like he'd actually torn something, but oh, that's a massive blow for the Hawks. Structure-wise, that is the worst possible blow for them.
He's been a talking point through the final series, hasn't he? Woody would not be able to hold on. Well, right now, he looks like his grand final is over. Franklin again in the back half. He's had one shot for goal so far. That's a long, hopeful kick. It's a Hail Mary, really. Lewis outnumbered. Milburn, ball still, but he won. Bateman needed a free kick and didn't get it. Bartel, very good to Taylor, to Scarlett. They've got some numbers. To Bartel, not a great kick, but well done, Lonigan. Johnson so creative, brilliant vision. Mackie, Roughhead. Mackie almost Roughhead. Osborne, still Osborne. Well done, Ablett's pace worried him there, and his pace got Guerra as well. Still with Ablett, brilliantly done to Rook. This will be some team goal if it comes off. They've given it to the right bloke. Johnson, surely not, no. Bouncing ball, still in play. Good footy, and away comes the big tank. Jew with a lovely weighted ball.
He rumbled out of defence.
Going to stop him getting on his left here, Blake.
Now Young heads down towards half forward. The kick not so flash. Franklin, little chance, outnumbered again. The hand pass came from Melbourne to Scarlett. Now Kelly. Kelly kicks toward midfield. Awkward half volley. Rook got it. Taken down immediately. It was a strong tackle. Comes back towards Hodge. Well done by Stewie Jew. They're working double time. Lewis swings it wide. Osborne's got it. Goes inside the forward 50. Almost runs away from Bateman. Still a live ball. It took the can, but rolls along the boundary. There's some holding on. It will be a Geelong 3. Melbourne to get it. Bateman was on the ground, spent.
The last couple of times it's gone to Bateman, he's played for the free kick. He's just going to go at the footy. That's when he's at his best, when he's playing it hard and tough and using his leg speed to his advantage.
How good has the last couple of minutes of footy been? No score, end-to-end stuff, contests galore. Hawthorn throwing everything at Geelong here. Lonergan, Ablett, fending off brilliantly. Kelly.
He was unlucky there, Mitchell. He's stiff.
It was Ladson, mate. Ladson, he was stiff, Ladson.
Ladson it was, yeah, very stiff.
Ablett getting very, very busy. Kicks to half forward. Johnson lurking. And out of play. Ricky, down to you, mate.
It looks like Trent Crowe's grand final dream is over. There has been speculation he's gone through into this game with a broken bone in his foot and he's using an injection to get through the game, but it looks like his day is over. He's down the race with the doctor at the moment. It's really unsettled Hawthorn's backline. They've had to throw Roughhead to defence.
And Bomber Thompson has responded by putting Brad Ottens into the goal square, and as Ricky said, Roughhead has gone and gone back to play on Ottens at the moment. The matchup concerns will continue for the Hawks.
Ablett over the football, running out of space. It's out of bounds.
All of a sudden, the weight on Franklin's shoulder. Just at the moment, it's just not working for Buddy. I'm going to resign as president of his fan club, I've decided. I might come back later in the game. But actually, at the moment, the ball is just not bouncing for him, and he's just going to need a big lift.
Where's he from now? Ellis. Hand passes back towards half-back. They've got plenty of numbers. Birchall gave it off. Lewis. Crawford. Great pressure by Rook. Forced the error. Kelly looking to find a way through. Ottens in a collision. Rook. Hand passes into the path of Johnson. This will be a goal. No, just wide of the mark. From behind. Teasing everybody.
Just wonder what this 5 minutes is going to mean in the end. Crowe's injury, no goals, great football both ends, desperation stuff.
Luke Hodge pulled up a little sore there, hyperextended the knee, but he was the one that took Brad Ottens out of the contest here, 40 metres out from goal, and then got back on his man Stokes. His work rate's been huge.
That was the first score, Bucks, in 9.5 minutes for either team.
And
rush behind.
It's a big call to put Roughhead in defence, isn't it? A big call to take you sort of almost one of your second main score at least.
He's kicked 74 goals so far this year.
Especially when the other bloke's not going.
You always feel like he will go, though, don't you? We're talking about Franklin.
The other option is to put Luke Hodge onto that tall and have him run off, but he's been so effective in his role against a smaller forward that you'd be loath to change that up.
Could you envisage Hodge against Ottens?
I can envisage him against anyone. One-on-one, he's brilliant.
Just a little clip high.
Well, Young's a big posse getter so far for the Hawks. That's a dangerous kick. Chapman did well. This could sting here. Chapman running hard. That was clever. Ottens has got time now. He's a good finisher. Strolls in. Can think all about it and miss. Can you believe that?
You would think it's certain he was just passing into the goal square. Lonergan was just getting into the goal square on his own.
Well, he just got his boot on only seconds before. He just had to handball it over.
He was 50 metres in the clear.
Too much time to think.
That's right. As if he had B.O. Well, he is B.O. Out of the back pocket. Birchall. Young is breaking. Young's been good. 13 possessions so far. This ball wide of him and runs away from him and goes out of bounds right on the 50. Ricky?
The margin of skill there, aren't they? That Hawthorn just not got hitting the target.
Let's go to Rick.
To make matters worse for Hawthorn, Chance Bateman has also joined Trent Crowe down the medical room. He looked very probably after being crunched in the forward pocket, so Hawthorn's bench is only down to 2.
And they're hanging on here. Lonergan, Guerra will probably concede.
Well, they're holding steady here, the Hawks. They're falling over, but the scoreboard's been very kind to them.
You look at where the majority of play has been, and it's been to the left of screen. Geelong, mainly in Geelong's forward half. Hawthorn's defence and midfield need some respite. They need to get it forward and get their forwards working for them.
And because of the heat too, that one player down for Hawthorn, Trent Crowe, that'll be enormous come the last quarter.
Gee, Bateman's going to be important if he can play a big part in the second half. He really ignited them early. Osborne takes off for Guerra now. Important kick this because Geelong have got the numbers around the footy. They seem to have the numbers everywhere right now. Can Osborne hold it in? No. Now Chapman will give Varco some run here. Varco can look up and have a couple of options. Goes to Lonergan. This game's opening up now for Geelong. They've just got to put it away on the scoreboard.
Hawthorn have rebalanced their defence and put Roughhead back in the forward line, so this marking power of the Geelong forwards, they're going to have at least the height advantage.
Well, he romantically kicked the opening goal of the match, Lonergan. This one he's
Looks
looking.
like he wants to give it off.
Okay, Steve.
Really close to the man on the mark. And that's what happens when you actually get too close. You try and kick the ball higher off the initial step, and often you skew or you severely hook. So it's a poor result.
I reckon if you didn't look at the scoreboard, you'd think Geelong were 5 in front, not 5 points.
No, I think that's fair too.
Now Guerra just walking across the goal line. Concedes a behind.
Hawthorn have put Sam Mitchell forward, and they're asking Cameron Ling to play as a defender, but unless the ball gets there, you can't actually find out if that's worth doing.
And I think most people think if you're going to have Ling anywhere, put him in defence, but Mitchell is so critical to their midfield getting. I don't think they're going to be there for long.
Well, they've got 15 in the zone here, Geelong. They're just choking down Hawthorn, and they're not giving them any room to move at all.
Ellis needs to be careful. Played it pretty well. The man who gave him the football has it now. Sewell driving towards half forward. Crawford from behind. Harley gave a contest. Third man does well. Scarlett to Harley. Otten's low down. Made it difficult. Goes back to Harley. Harley from the half-back flank. Dew, clever. Stopped it. Goes with the outside of the boot. Now, this could be a game-changing moment. Franklin, can he kick a goal? He's on the board. Well, they was headed for the goals. Williams had a decision to make.
On the line. Yeah, 50 metres to holding him, mate.
50 metres, it's 50 centimetres, but that was great vision there by Franklin and by Dew to find Franklin. Good team play, and they need to make the most of their forward opportunities because they're not getting that many.
Stuart Dew was outstanding then. Outstanding.
Williams made the decision to take the mark. Kicks from point-blank range. Had he left it to get Buddy on the board, it may have bounced back. Such are the fortunes for the Hawks at the moment.
Imagine watching the AFL Grand Final in stunning high definition for the first time ever. Watching the teams perform at their best. Now the world of design and performance come together beautifully. With Samsung, it's not that hard to imagine.
Look, their most dangerous forward, Williams. Down to you, Tim.
Well, Sammy Mitchell stays out of the square. He's been tagged by the human clamp. Cameron Ling had just 4 touches. Bateman's off the ground. So their midfield at the moment, Hawthorn, is slightly depleted.
Reniff had a crack at it.
And that's about...
He's in trouble.
He's in massive trouble. There's no next week. And what he's doing is he's very desperate to be involved. And look, he's physically he's imposing himself, but he's had no effect other than that. Really, he's been a net negative to Hawthorn at this stage. He'll need the half time to compose himself to come out in the second half.
Yet to have a kick.
And free kicks against him, outnumbering disposals. A high ball from Harley. Hawthorn had a couple going for the same footy. Oh, well done, Varco. Gee, great smother off Johnson. I think it might have been Guerra.
I think it might have been Varco.
Was it? Yeah. It was into Varco, wasn't it?
I don't think Sammy Mitchell will be looking forward to seeing this. That's just silly. Scout the footy, that's what you've made your career on. That's why you're the captain of the footy club.
He's just a half a step late every time at the moment. And that's what happens when you play on a bloke that's so strong in the body.
Varco sweeping on that one. And then hooking back. And just missing.
Gee, that was clever.
So much pressure on the Hawks every time they get the footy at the moment.
But unless you put the pressure on the scoreboard.
I don't think you can underestimate the role that Luke Hodge is doing down there, because Geelong just aren't having shots from the centre corridor. Most of their shots are out wide, and that's the accuracy is obviously going to suffer if you're having more difficult angles.
Just saw Sam Mitchell running there. He looks like a choir boy. Cameron Ling looks like he played in the band, the Choir Boys.
Right there, Trav. Nice now.
Short one from Young, knocked away by Bartel. Ran on, applied the tackle on Ellis, took him down, picked up by Birchall. They'll try again. Young spots a man moving across the ground. Now that was intended for Rioli. Got the wrong 33. The hand pass from Rook to Lonergan. Harley, brilliant and smothered by Guerra again. In all sorts of trouble. Needs support. Rioli takes Stokes across the line. Boundary throw in, Ricky.
There's still no sign of Chance Bateman on the bench down the race minute. Entourage and Medico's heading down there to see him, and also they've been on the phone to the coach just to relay what's going on down that medical room. It's very hot down here, so it is stopping their rotations.
Hodge, they worked it pretty well there, Hawthorn. Lewis, Birchall's been good.
Nothing to go to.
So he has to try and improvise here, and he wants probably the boundary line or a contest. Taylor, it is out.
And Taylor's been, he's done a brilliant job on Roughhead. That's probably why you weren't losing much, chucking him back for that little part. He's just had the 2 touches, Roughhead, 1 goal, but Taylor's been brilliant on him.
Renouf and Blake, Bartel high, no. Saul trying to crash through. Birchall again getting another one to Lewis. They're starting to build here. Young's on the right side for him. A left footer, loads it up. Franklin and Scarlett, it's going all the way. It's a goal. Can you believe it? Hawthorn's in front.
Reckon you're right to have one more? 2 standard drinks are okay in the first hour, but those are 1.5 standard drinks. Nick's larger, so his alcohol level will be lower. And Josh isn't driving for an hour, but he had a drink earlier. Nick has a full stomach, but he drinks more quickly. And Josh is tired. Yeah, that should be about right. If you think you're over the limit, you probably are.
Well, he's the man for the Hawks right now. What a magnificent view. 16 possessions for Young. And a wonderful running goal. Clinton Young making his mark on the big stage this afternoon. Rucks go at it again. Sewell crashes into the pack. Free kick going his way.
And Dennis, as the hard running continues and the spaces open up, if Young's in the game now, he'll be in it even more in the second half.
Guerra, Bateman. Oh, brilliant. Harley backed himself against the football, peeled off, smothered, drives it down towards half forward. Rook's in front. Birchall cut the corner. Rook goes back, straddles Birchall, gets away from Guerra. Ablett on the run. It's a mismatch. Stewie can't catch him. Little short chip inside the 50. Taken by Stokes. He immediately attracts a crowd. Down he goes. That, my friends, is a gang tackle.
Geez, some great smothers there. The smother going in there from Ablett. This is the one here where he just swivels, he does the old shimmy. That's a great smother there.
Gee, what a big win for Hawthorn. The moment Bateman's ball was smothered by Harley, because Geelong were on there. Haven't kicked a goal for 25 minutes, the Cats. Their last 7 scoring shots. Behind.
No, he's on the wrong side of the clearance to see that, but I thought that was a fair tackle.
Gillam, well done. Controlled the kick. Young just needs a good bounce, and he didn't get it. And Selwood was able to take him out. Chapman. Heard the umpy. Johnson. Hasn't had a goal so far. He's been busy.
He knows. He just got his timing all wrong there. And he'd be disappointed too, because Stokes back without really any ferocity. You'll see it here. He got him wrong. He just mistimed it.
Critical shot this, isn't it? You've got to be able to take your shots. This is about a 45-metre shot, 45-degree angle. They've got to start kicking some of these.
Especially when your coach has looked you in the eye at quarter time and wanted a big effort, hasn't he?
My word. He's a good kick, though. He's normally a very good kick.
This makes a big difference to how he feels at half-time, I reckon.
He's going to get an oversteer.
You've got to say that they've wasted some. I know, Lee, they haven't had a lot of corridor shots, but they've had opportunities and probably overplayed a couple of balls.
They're still wasting shots. A lot of things happen to determine a game of footy, who wins and loses, but purely accuracy decides so many games.
Milburn picked it off. Crawford did well because it was a hard ball, and then he was able to shepherd for Lewis. Brown. Back to Ellis. Your goal to Hawthorn here would give this scoreboard a very unusual look from what we've seen. Saul's been important, and Young's on again. He decides to go short to Williams. No free kick. Harley. Gee, Young might have gone all the way there.
Yeah.
and Hunt. And Geelong with a chance to hurt on the rebound. They've got numbers everywhere. Varco.
Well, he was no further out than he was in that last shot at goal, Bruce.
Johnson inside. The numbers are up now. Stokes. Varco. Wasn't a great handball by Stokes. He's had a poor first half. Crawford. Important. Hodge. To Saul. Every play here. Well done, Ladson. Back to Brown. How hot is this footy? Saul can't quite get through. Varco puts the tackle on. Lonigan's down at the moment. Still can't get it out. Brown to Blake. Little give. Johnson fends off. Gets some time and space. Goes for goal and gets his muck Mooney.
Strength. Great kick. And Stephen Johnson never kicks him from around that distance.
It was Harley was down. Sorry, guys.
That's Harley who's in a bit of strife. But that's just brute strength by Cam Mooney.
And he can't run off the line now here, Mooney. Set shots this year haven't been great for him. 35-29. He's had a great first half, though. Must run in a straight line and kick the goal. And he misses. How's that?
That's pressure. That is pressure. That's a side that's been pushed. They've had a lot of the play and haven't been able to put it on the scoreboard. Their skipper's gone down. Very important moment. They'll go inside here. They'll see their skipper heavily concussed. They'll come out breathing fire, the Cats.
Well, Hawthorn skipper's had a dirty day, Sam Mitchell. Tom Harley's afternoon. We're not sure what that involves after that. That was a remarkable second quarter. Geelong seemingly completely on top, and yet Hawthorn lead it at half-time. What a game we're seeing. It's 51-48. This is Grand Final footy.
This hotshot detective sleeping with the enemy. But what's she hiding from him? Murder.
It was spiked, all right.
With an underworld connection. And lover girl is the key.
I could be next.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
To this killer new mystery. City Homicide. Monday on 7.
Has dandruff got a hold on you? Give your hair the strength to break free of the dandruff cycle. Garnier Fructis Anti-Dandruff Shampoo with reinforced active fruit concentrate and pyrithian zinc. This revolutionary new formula combats dandruff at the core, breaking the dandruff cycle from the first wash and helps stop dandruff recurring. Garnier Fructis Anti-Dandruff Shampoo. And to soothe a sensitive scalp, introducing new Fructis Anti-Dandruff Sensitive.
Take care.
Garnier.
He's fully loaded, virtually indestructible, and totally committed to saving the universe. Give it to me. Wally.
Only at the movies now.
Are you ready? No. Give me Pepsi Max.
Come on, child. Don't give up now. Show him what you got. Look at me. It's your time. Come on.
Compare the pair. Same age, same income, same super contribution. The difference? Her fund does not pay commissions to financial advisors. Hers does. Her fees are lower. Her fees higher. Industry super funds are run only to profit members. That's a lifetime of difference with an industry super fund. Make sure your super fund statement carries this symbol. It could make a lifetime of difference to your retirement. Comparisons show projected outcomes applying today's average fees of industry super funds and retail master trusts over 20 years. Differences in fees may change in the future, and this would alter the outcome.
There's a new way to help your body unlock the energy from food. Recharge, new from the makers of Centrum. With high-potency B-group vitamins, Recharge helps your body convert food to energy, helping to maximise your natural energy every day. Recharge, new from the makers of Centrum. Unlock your energy every day.
We are one, but we are
Catch the AFL action in the palm of your hand. Simply press Big Pond on your Telstra Next G mobile.
When something goes wrong, you don't expect it to make things better. Sunday.
There you go. Modesty cushion. That's my nightmare whenever they give me those. I just held my boobs on TV. Hi, Nan.
Is this the last night we'll all see red? The new dancing. Sunday, 7:30 on 7.
Buddy Franklin up against Scarlett.
Everything to play for. Start of the third term. And away we go. Blake knocks it down. Ablett went to ground. So did Bateman. Reaching over the top, Kelly. Extracting was Ling. Touched off the boot. Mackey got an unkind bounce. Lewis slides in. And that ball's not coming out, so we'll have a ball up out towards the wing.
As skipper, if I had a player that had a really quiet first half, but was important to the side, I'd say, well, the game's yet to be won. And Sam Mitchell should be telling himself that the game's yet to be won. He can have an impact on this result.
Well done, Guerra. Now Crawford on hands and knees. Ladson. First tackle coming from Ablett.
And I guess the loss of Crode means that they have to find another defender. Hawthorn, Cameron Brown, as he's done for a lot of years, giving away probably 6 inches in the old measurements to Cameron Mooney, but he'll do a good job.
Campbell just won that battle, but not much happened. Corey charging through brilliantly and gives Mackey some space. And then Mackey kicks to Mooney.
That's a dangerous mismatch, isn't it?
There's the quote.
It is Campbell Brown. He's just not tall enough, but they kicked it into space. It was a really clever kick by Mackey. You'll see him here. He's just 2 or 3 inches below. And Cam Mooney's in pretty good form at the moment.
Corey's ability in heavy traffic there to win that ball.
And then to have that outlet player, they keep their width very well.
Wow.
Well, Mooney in the last minute of footy has missed
2 shots.
The morale must be sapping just a little bit. Alton's missed that, made a behind in a certain goal, running into the open goal. Mooney missed just before half-time.
Can you believe it, Lee? The Cats have not kicked a goal for 31 minutes.
It's amazing how the pressure can build too. Gradually, the next shot, the pressure just keeps growing.
This is Young, got it from Ladson. Prior to this game, Cam Mooney had kicked only 7 goals in 9 games against the Hawks. Started well, but now his accuracy has deserted him, at least for the moment. Birchall, a lot of the football in the first half. He's had 15 possessions now. This is Osborne, at left half back in the shadows. Short to Guerra. Everything to play for.
Lewis is calling for it long.
Goes in that direction. Coming back with courage was Kelly. 3 plays 1. Bateman got the crumb. Scampers away. Well, Sewell camped up ahead. The run of Crawford. Crawford kicks into the man who was stationary. He wasn't even moving at him. That was Melbourne. That's an ambitious hand pass. Ricochets off Young. Well done, Bateman. Surely in the back. No free kick to Campbell. Umpire Ryan calls for it. We'll have a ball up.
Crawford had an option out wide here.
He had Rioli by hand, and Melbourne just kept his composure. Good play and a good umpiring decision. Now, that was a fair contest.
Well done, Mitchell. There's a good effort from him. A clearance to Young. And then Young running his full measure. Roughhead fell over. Williams still with Williams. Left foot looking good. Just missing.
Young's in a bit of strife too. Just very slow to get up. He may have hurt his right knee in that tackle.
And he's been brilliant for the Hawks since quarter time. He's been running on and off Joel Selwood.
See here, just he gets dragged down and then it gets caught underneath.
Would just about been in front of the Norm Smith, you reckon, at half-time, wouldn't you?
Oh, he's getting carried off now. This is, wow, he's been one of their best. In fact, he's had the most possessions for Hawthorn, 19. Now he's out of the picture for the moment.
Too bad if you backed him, Bruce. There goes Ablett down towards half forward. The mark is taken by Ottens. Ottens looks inside the forward 50, gives it a ride. Lonergan in best position down there. Well from behind, a big leap. Nothing doing. The man coming up the ground, Mooney. Birchall. Now Bateman.
Good kick.
Well marked by Ellis. Really the only one who wanted it. Came to the football. Looks across the ground. Gee, an element of danger there. Thumped away by Mooney, taken by Ling. He knows he's got men wide. They've worked it there now. Chapman to Mackie. 55 metres out. Deep to the pocket, dropping back Lonigan. He kicked the first goal of the afternoon from this end.
And it's just hanging on. They're hanging on here, Hawthorn, for grim death. But if players keep falling over the way they are, gee, Geelong could put some goals on very quickly.
Same thing happened in 1989, players falling over for Hawthorn, didn't it?
Can get your shots. You eventually got to start getting some goals.
Missed some easy ones. Lonigan. Did he brush the post? I think he did.
They're creeping up on them at the moment.
These behinds as bountiful as celebrity chefs.
Last 11 scores for Geelong are behinds. I do keep thinking back to North Melbourne in 98 when they just had so much of the ball against Adelaide. Kicked 2-11 in that second quarter. Guerra short.
Hold time.
Birchall's been very good.
Ball's out. That's 15.
Bateman, fantastic opening to this match.
They're just starting their attack so far deep. The one error, they're in massive trouble.
This will be Mitchell's first kick. They look like they've come out in the second with this from half-time with a plan to control the ball by foot. A lot more marks in these first 5 minutes of this quarter than we saw from the Hawthorn side. Short kicks, just trying to make Geelong work hard in defence.
Gee, that was a poor option because he had Crawford very short. So for the second time, Ellis has turned it over here, and they will pay, you would think. Could Ablett break the drought? Yes! Of course he can.
In a world where men know more about hair gel than grease nibbles, in a time when honk if you're horny bumper stickers have become perfectly acceptable, one man is joining with Super Cheap Auto to stamp out dodgy auto gear. It's time to bring back the brands and restore people's pride in their ride. Russell Engel is the Enforcer, laying down the law as a Super Cheap Auto near you.
19 possessions to that man, Ricky Olorenshaw.
Well, we saw Clinton Lung leave the field a few minutes ago. Couldn't weight bear at all, was in a lot of pain, went straight down the race with the Medicos. But with the skills of Medicos these days, I reckon we'll see Clinton Young again. There's still no sign on Tom Harley on Geelong's bench either. He caught that heavy knock just before half-time, so he hasn't recovered from that. So a few signs of concussion there for Tom.
Campbell got it from Sewell, gave it to Bateman, kick inside the forward 50. And Franklin comes up and takes the mark.
Matthew here.
So well held for so long. Capable of the distance.
I wonder if he'll anchor himself closer to goal in this second half. He hasn't had as much effect sort of pushing up the field and trying to push back. He could do worse than having 5 or 6 kicks in this second half, all being inside the 50.
Don't think about a short pass. Needs to go at goal here because he can light a fire under himself. The smoke is starting to rise. Hawthorn are back in front, but more importantly, the man who...
The fallout from Melbourne's nights of violence.
Stop thrashing your belly. Nothing's wrong with you. You're in the right place.
Medicos who warn it's getting worse.
Fix up the people who need fixing up and get ready for next weekend.
Inside the Alfred's emergency room. 7 News tomorrow. Get ready for explosive 5-star drama.
This building is a hot zone. We have to lock it down.
Private practice. Sunday after Dancing with the Stars.
Well, the two biggest stars on the day have kicked a goal a minute and a half apart. Franklin puts Hawthorn in front after Ablett put Geelong in front.
Yes, sir.
Fine, good lead. Play on.
Renouf probably won it, but Otten's got it. And here is Ablett.
Play on off 15.
Geelong running hard. Enright goes back to Corey. And then Corey goes down the line. Johnson was quickly off the mark. Saw with him. Ball still in. Still with Johnson. Brilliant. Got through. Goes to the pocket. Lonigan. Hodge getting back.
Stevie Johnson. Brad Sewell is no slouch, but he turned Brad Sewell inside out that easily with his quick feet.
Boundary throw in. Heard the umpire. Arriving quickly, Lewis. Nabbed by Ottens. Down goes Bartel. Ablett in desperate trouble. Kept it alive. Chapman. Corey chips inside the forward 50. Oh, great defence. Getting back was Williams, and he thumps it towards the line. Any line will do, and it's helped across the behind line.
Gary Ablett's ability to control his feet and just shrug tackles is brilliant. We were talking about Robert Harvey in open space, what he used to do, but in the clinches, Ablett's as good as any.
We're told to play on. Chip to the pocket. Well orchestrated. Sewell's got it. What a marvellous match it's been. Hawthorn against the odds. Lead by a point.
They've been up against the ropes for a quarter and a half.
Mitchell. Sewell. 2 beat 3. Well done. The kick, though, not so good. Wanders up towards the wing. Mackey is first back. Chapman. Getting better the longer it goes. From wing to half forward. Didn't reach the man it was intended for. Bartel. Going back, Lewis claims it.
Bartel's dried up a bit, hasn't he? Had 13, I think, in the first quarter. 17 so far today. Ellis running from Ladson. Roughhead's done. Gee, I like what Roughhead was doing for the moment.
Well, Roughhead, he's only had the 2 touches. He's been super quiet.
That looked like it was in the side to me.
Yep. It was horrible.
Enright to Taylor. Clever kick to Hunt. Normally uses it. That's a great kick to Kelly. They've opened it up here. Corey running. Now runs into a dead end. It was good enough to get it out. Ablett becoming so influential.
What about Joel Corey got tackled? It looked like his arm was pinned. And this is the strength of Geelong. Their ability just, I mean, I reckon 99% of players in the AFL would have got pinged holding the ball there. And they wouldn't have been able to get their hand to the ball. But he was able to, and they get a shot at goal instead of it going down the other end.
And those players that can penetrate with speed from the back line in the midfield, just invaluable.
Well, he's not kicking straight now, as he has become an issue.
Well, he's kicked one from the boundary here from 30 metres out in the first quarter. And it's really hurting him now.
This really saps morale. It really does. When all of a sudden you're earning the shots and you're missing them, it's just a question whether Geelong can got to keep persevering. The scoreboard's level and they're dominating the game.
We saw another forward do that a couple of years ago, Michael O'Loughlin. Got a little bit yippy in a final. They got the right
and
result.
What else happened? He kept getting the ball.
He did. He did, and that'll happen with Mooney too, because it's only he's kicking at the moment. He's still getting to the right spots,
and he's got the mismatch.
Sewell, left half back. It's a better kick up towards the wing. Hodge in best position, almost the mark. Falls in front. That's in the back, surely. Well, the player was playing for it, but he propped in front. Still a free kick. It was terrific play. Ablett's in trouble. Oh, down he goes. They attacked him like chocolate hill. Hand pass comes across to Stokes. Well, it's coming back.
It's against Ablett for a fend-off, is it?
Had to be a free kick to Kelly, surely. And Ablett paying the price because it went on. Lewis into the path of Bateman. Now we've got another whistle.
Back here against you.
You is
Joel Selwood against you. Lance Franklin for throwing him to the ground.
Oh, the umpire names. Well, he didn't throw him to the ground, but he was holding.
Oh, I don't know about that, Ben.
So a couple of free kicks, one against Roughhead, one against Franklin in the last couple of minutes. Geelong may be the team that's hanging on at the moment. Selwood to Hunt. Hunt through the centre. Mitchell, well done. That's worth a couple of kicks, isn't it? He's had a pretty good start with this half, Mitchell. Good kick to Sewell. Thought Sewell became important late in the first half. That's not such a good kick. Kelly, this could hurt them. Johnson, now Bartel usually uses it beautifully. Not so that time, missed by Hodge.
Gee, he had an airy there, Hodge.
Isn't that magnificent by Selwood at half back there? That was a turnover waiting to happen.
Oh, that's a shocking free kick.
So the impartial football viewer would like to see this because whichever team wins this game has earned it, because we've seen a real battle, a physical battle.
Otten's had it, lost it. Chapman. Sewell's been very good in the last 5 minutes. To Crawford. Wide at a Jew. Punches a kick around the outer side. Osborne takes the running mark.
Some great left foot kickers out there at the moment with Hunt and Jew and Young, who's just gone off. But gee whiz, they just look so fluent.
Ellis back to Osborne. Both of them slipped. Osborne, Crawford. Ellis jabs it towards the middle of the ground. Jew pushing up his Hodge. How's that? Worth a kick. Sewell's got it again. Upended. Floats towards Franklin. Was he held? Maybe. Scarlett went on the deck there and knocks it across towards Bartell. Weight of numbers tells the story. Taylor back to Hunt to Selwood. Now Bartell.
Oh, terrific effort though by Crawford to cut it off. Kick wide, not good. In fact, had more time there, I think, Campbell.
Both teams, when they get their hands on the ball, they're trying to come through the corridor. It's going to be a dangerous game when you do that.
Ling, gee, there's little battles being won and lost here so frequently, it's hard to keep up with it. Turnovers left, right and centre. Saul holds up in the tackle to Campbell. Little one, Crawford inside, good. Saul on the up. Ladson's on his wrong side. He knows that. Couldn't quite get to Williams. G. Mitchell, free kick. Leg Osborne, I should say.
Saul is up to 23 possessions.
He's had a magic start to this second half.
Thought he was big late in the first half, Saul.
Just got lower there, Osborne. You have to get right down to the footy, then there's a fair chance. The second bloke there will fall over the top of you.
Well, Saul's had 7 contested possessions, 4 clearances and 23 touches.
Gives it off to Hodge. Come the moment. Step up the man. Hodge puts them a goal in front.
Where are we?
It's called a petrol station.
What's petrol?
Quite amazing, really. 26 inside 50s to Hawthorn, 41 for Geelong, and a Geelong a goal behind.
Tim? They say fortune favours the brave. Each time the Cats go forward, they isolate that matchup between Mooney and also Campbell-Brown, who's so undersized against him.
After the bounce, pretty hectic. Mitchell, a telling kick down towards half forward. Franklin comes, knocks it across towards Williams, and then collides with his teammate. Gets it back, though, from Williams. Taken front on by Steve. Holding the ball. Gee, it was a quick whistle.
That's it. Thanks, buddy.
Scarlett. Back to the middle end right. Looks to the outer side. Bartell, Johnson is running. He'll get it now. But nobody up ahead. Varco cutting the angle. Meantime, Bartell pushes on. Here's Varco. Slips over. Has done that too much. Recovered pretty well, though, to Ling. Ling's hand pass to Selwood. Selwood 60 metres out. Hot pull. It goes down towards full forward. Controlled well by Roughhead. Gives it to Jew.
Good man to give it to in this position, Jew. Kicks it long and hard, wanting the boundary line initially. Enright and Rioli. Rioli, brilliant here. Absolutely brilliant, Rioli.
Wow. Fantastic. That's what wins your matches.
You can't coach that, can you?
No, that's instinct. Oh, that's just competitive.
Even when he lost his feet here, his ability to get back on it quickly was on his feet quickly and impact that contest. He's Al Clarkson. And why wouldn't you? Because he's a young player in his first year and he's doing or involved in important bits of play like that for your team. You'd love him.
Do you get the feeling Geelong's hanging on now rather than Hawthorn? I do.
I think the Hawthorn run was always going to be an issue. Whether Bateman, I mean, it's unfortunate they've lost Young, but they've got one runner down.
Harley just warming up in the rooms. It will be super important.
Well, his leadership's been so vital over the last 2 years, and he's sitting down in the rooms right now.
Hawthorn lost Crode. Geelong have lost Harley. Clinton Young, he's in doubt. 2 can hang on.
So Guerra comes wide. Bateman. Well done, Selwood. Wanted Bartell, couldn't quite get it to him. He'll probably use Enright, he does. And then Enright, lovely kick. Ablett to the pocket. Hawthorn with the numbers. Then Gillam on the up. Crawford's had a lot of the football.
Birchall, Guerra, clever. Dodging by standing still.
Gillam cramping now. First sign of cramp that we've seen.
But a good sign. Ladson drives it beyond the wing. Bateman coming back wonderfully well. Oh, gee, that was good by Selwood. How good was that? He came back and he crashed into him, still looking at the football. You can't coach that either. Towards half forward, Scarlett finds Johnson on the lead. Johnson, chief possession getter till half-time with 19. Wastes a kick there. Sewell again. He's keeping on, keeping on. Osborne to the run of Crawford. 305 games. He pulls it back towards the middle. Hard to move Stewie Jew in that situation. Jew inside the forward 50. Rioli thought about going back. Now he's got the crown. Franklin didn't take the mark, but all's well that ends well.
Looking back, it wasn't the big things that made the real difference. It was the little things, the little conversations, the little snippets of information, the little pieces of timely advice. You've got to plan to become what you plan to become. NAB Business Banking.
6 goals 2 to 1 goal 14. The last 7 goals have been 6 to Hawthorn, as we see Harley trying desperately to get back out.
He's lost Tiger Woods on the 17th. Can he see a scoreboard?
So 11 points the margin. Next goal, massive here. Bateman got it from Lewis. Sewell been huge. Osborne getting busy. Suddenly it's opening up. Bateman still running hard. In the pocket, going for goal, and probably had a couple of options there.
Wow. He's become critical, Bateman. He's their main runner to space, their real power runner, their 60, 70 metre. Brad Sewell gets it inside, but Bateman's the one who just keeps running to that space.
Taylor, whoops, some indecision. Taylor, surrounded by Hawks. Strong tackle, got him down by Bateman. Hodge, Jew, kicks a goal. Oh, look out.
We belong to the Miniature Railway Club of Victoria. I also belong to the RACV. When I took out my home insurance, combined it with my car insurance, I got 10% off both. Same with the caravan and the boat. Even the contents. Save 10% on everything. Meant I could build a new sleeper line.
RACV multi-policy discount. Call 13 RACV.
It's good to belong.
He's been important, Jew. He's played some sort of a game. They've kicked 7 of the last 8 goals here. So here's the Taylor error.
It was a good pickup here, but this is what Hawthorn have been able to do. They've been able to create doubt in the Cats' mind, and they've swooped.
And they call it the Premiership quarter, and there's good reason for that. Geelong need a goal. They need a goal more than they have in the last 2 seasons right now.
Yeah.
Guerra runs it out.
And Luke Hodge continues to be a massive presence. The Cats look okay when they draw Hodge out of their offensive 50, but they just have their disposals inside 50 haven't been effective enough.
Otten's won crucial taps.
Nor they're kicking a goal.
Lonigan, Stokes, Ablett, Ling did well. Fended off. Got it to Johnson. Selwood tucked away in the pocket. Mooney's in a spot, maybe. Was he brought down? No. Crawford continues to rack them up. Goes for the safety. Wants the boundary line. Big call from the umpire.
Free kick.
He knew.
Yeah, he did. Good decision. No arguing with that.
Rook's got the football. Left half forward. Little chip to space. Awkward one for Mooney. They just can't buy a key forward now. Mooney's inaccuracy has really taken him out of the game to a certain extent. No longer a real factor. The ball inside the forward 50. Over the football, Williams digs it out. Dew once more. An unlikely, bulky hero. Feeds a hand pass to Williams. He stumbles, but the boy from South Fremantle gives it back to Dew. He's in desperate trouble. Hand passes back. Williams goes in. Bats as a pro. The resistance may be broken.
Reckon you're right to have one more? 2 standard drinks are okay in the first hour, but those are 1.5 standard drinks. Nick's larger, so his alcohol level will be lower. And Josh isn't driving for an hour, but he had a drink earlier. Nick has a full stomach, but he drinks more quickly, and Josh is tired. Yeah, that should be about right. If you think you're over the limit, you probably are.
Kicked a goal in every quarter. There's Stewie Dew. Down to you, Tim.
Well, Dew's last 5 minutes has been so important. It must put a smile on Clarko's face. He fought for him at last year's draft. It was against their youth policy, and today it appears to be paying dividends.
How about those inside 50s? They're irrelevant at the moment, aren't they?
Surioli got him in the back of the head.
Well, as he stood up this young man, Surioli has been outstanding.
Everything's going the Hawks' way, but they're earning it. They're earning it because they're putting their head over the ball. They're playing better footy. The Cats need to respond.
Hodge goes long. Crawford in a bad spot there. Good mark in right. Now, they've played with a lot of courage and flair, Geelong, and a lot of dare. Let's see what they do here now. They're 4 goals behind. What can they do to turn this around? It's in good hands right now. Ablett. Melbourne. They're running out of ideas by the look of it. Franklin. Still with Buddy. Well done, Scarlett. Still with Franklin, though. Now, Dew could kick this, and he has. He's had the best 5 minutes of his footy life, and that includes the 04 Grand Final.
We've got terrific kitchens here at Bunnings. They're really, really beautiful. You can install them yourself and save a fortune. A lot of people aren't aware that we have them. Come and see our displays. They just look wonderful.
Kitchens from $2,567. Stainless steel sink, $139. Sink mixer, $56.97. If you happen to find a cheaper price on a stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%.
That's fabulous to think that you could do it yourself.
Bunnings Warehouse. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Possessions in the term, 2 goals for that man who once upon a time played for Port Adelaide. He's now a Hawthorn hero, but for Port he kicked 6 goals against Geelong round 5, 2001. Who knows? Off hands Corey, swings it wide. Selwood hasn't stopped trying, kicks inside the forward 50. Ill-directed, intended for Walligan. Brown lurking behind.
Even though the Hawks personnel is down, we know they're missing a few, and we've got Gillum again stretching his hammy again, but the Cats have actually got to go up a gear to expose that, and they haven't been able to do that yet this match.
Birchall walks it behind.
Well, they need someone to stand up, the Cats. They need someone to grab this game and say, right, Hawthorn, you're in control, but it's got to come back our way.
And that is the 7th rush behind. It sometimes confuses the stats, so they've actually kicked 7-11 off the boot.
Birchall. That falls short. Johnson will get a free kick. It's probably time, I would think, that Matt Blake became the hero. Watkins needs to go forward.
Hit him in the back of the head.
Blake needs to ruck.
Just watch. Blake has been free often too today, and they've ignored him.
Come on.
So Johnson's got the footy. Mooney is dropping back. Now Mooney goes to the pocket. Not sure about that. He's ignored. Spiral goes long. Hasn't got the carry. Plenty of Hawks back there. Melbourne. I'm not sure he left the ground.
Well, he's the one who plays down back. He might go forward and give the Cats what they need, which is a massive lift.
One thing about a good torpedo punt, it just travels that much further in its flight that it fools everyone setting up.
Yeah, that's a great sign.
Harley Coe, Hawthorn have kicked 9 of the last 10 goals, so it's been sustained brilliance on top of the Cats to this point.
At last.
What secret forces him to leave them?
Why go back where he's an outcast?
Has something happened to you?
Just give me some space.
Tuesday.
Something I have to do? What?
When two misfits put their heads together, run for cover.
Packed to the rafters. Tuesday, 8:30 on 7.
What will the Yanks do to our Brett?
People sum you up the first second they see you.
Oh, hello. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
America's Kath and Kim soon.
So Milburn gets the goal. And so Mooney and Milburn, yeah, a little bit of Mooney there. 23 points.
Now can we have a look in fast motion?
23 points. Bomber Thompson's been 23 points behind Hawthorn in the grand final at three-quarter time once before. Jeez. When they got up in 1984, when the Bombers made it. Ablett, Ling, a late goal here makes a big difference.
He is taking him out.
That was as crude as it gets. Such an incredible run-out.
Can that actually go to that? Downfield means it goes to the centre, not to the
They paid the downfield kick before the Geelong player even had got the ball second bloke in the centre square.
It should be in the centre square. I don't think it should be down there.
Well, it was a cynical foul anyway.
It just took him out. Ablett went to run on and just absolutely blocked his run.
Might be the rule, just common sense umpiring or something.
No. Clarko will be pulling his hair out with these last two goals.
Well, has he got it, Johnson?
No.
He has.
Yes.
He's kicked the goal, so Geelong get 2 goals inside a minute, and suddenly there's a big pulse. Beating hard now.
We'll have a look at it here. Here's Ablett. He gives it off.
Okay, so
that's the free kick. Not downfield.
Well, all right, so they might have played the advantage to Ling. Did Johnson take the mark up forward?
I think you're right.
Well, if that was a downfield free kick to Johnson, well, that was the incorrect decision.
Pretty sure it was.
Downfield's to Ling, isn't it? Because that's where the ball went.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then actually, it's a good professional free kick because it stops play. He's been good, Ablett, the last 2 minutes when they've needed him.
Hasn't he?
27 possessions to him, Sewell 25.
Dying seconds of the term. Corey again, getting first touch, trying to feed it wide. Franklin, did he have the football? Bateman charged in, Mackey in the opposite direction. And despite all of this, the siren will end the action. Three-quarter time, and Geelong have sparked the revival. A couple of late goals, still in this. It will be survival of the fittest in the grand final. Hawthorn, 14-5. Geelong, 9-18.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in history,
2 turbocharged premieres tonight on 7. At 6:30, it's the premiere of Cars. Then...
Is that what I think it is?
Knight Rider, the movie.
Okay, all right, everybody calm down. It's been a long time.
And I look good. The premiere of Cars, then the movie that kicks off the new Knight Rider series.
you're gonna love this. Transformation initiated.
I don't believe what I'm watching! 2 turbocharged premieres from 6:30 tonight on 7.
We've got a wide range of self-installed kitchens available for everyone. You can come into Bunnings, you can choose your style, you can choose your colour range, and you can have it all at home same day.
L-shaped kitchen from $2,567. Select water filter, $79.90. Stainless steel sink, $139. Sink mixer, $56.97.
And a good kitchen inspires you to cook, even if you can't.
Bunnings Warehouse.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
This weekend is your last chance. Rush in and grab 50 months interest-free at Harvey Norman. That's right, buy now and get 50 months interest-free on the best in furniture and bedding, the hottest in electrical and computers, the latest in flooring, carpets and rugs. 50 months interest-free, store wide at Harvey Norman right now. But you've got to hurry. This amazing offer must end this weekend. Don't miss out. What a way to celebrate nearly 50 years at Harvey Norman with 50 months interest-free. 10% deposit, monthly repayments must end this weekend. Hurry!
Go! Why does it
It's fine. You're still a good person.
In this month's New Look Alpha, we interrogate Ricky Ponting. Tom Harley talks finals and we hear from the players out to ruin Geelong, plus a free DVD featuring footy's greatest comebacks. Only $2.95. Out now. Alpha. Get your sport fix.
Oh, that's impressive. Imagine someone logical
plus someone visionary. Imagine someone analytical plus someone intuitive. Imagine someone focused plus someone innovative. A CPA is a powerful combination of them both.
Your dad has no problem watching the kids. Turning on their movie is another story. Logitech Harmony, the one remote that replaces all others with just a touch of a button. Turns on everything. Find out more about the only remote you'll ever need at logitech.com.
From paradise.
We're in beautiful Bali. And guess what? We're throwing a wedding.
A very special episode as one of Australia's favourite holiday destinations.
Yeah, they look great.
Inspires the perfect present for an Aussie couple's wedding.
I get more requests to do a Balinese-inspired garden than just about any other type.
The Outdoor Room Wedding. Sunday, 6:30 on 7.
Sevens telecast of the 2008 Toyota AFL Grand Final. Proudly brought to you by NAB. Smart everyday banking.
Bartel's gone into the forward 50 for Geelong. They need to find something that they haven't had up to this point in that forward 50 area.
A little thing, sun into the eyes, deep into Geelong's forward line. They kick it long and deep, anything can happen.
Start of the final term. Hawks lead by 17 points. Ottens taps it down. Corey coming off the line of this square. Stolen by Lewis. Corey cop one. And a bounce.
Big clearance this one. They get it inside. They can put enormous pressure on the Hawks' defence.
Every contest for the rest of the game is huge.
Ottens backhands it down. Wide of the congestion. Ablett. Great evasion, kicks inside the forward 50. Bartel on the forward line, that muscled by Brown.
It's a genuine contest win.
And I think they would have spent so much time on the forward line because that's the 50th inside 50, and yet they just haven't been effective enough getting on the scoreboard. That's why Mark Thompson would have spent extra time with his forwards trying to work out exactly what's going on and how they can fix it.
Chance Bateman's coming off. He just caught one in a bit of a collision behind the play.
They can ill afford that. Gillam short to Guerra, talking about marking contests with his son, also spotting people up in this situation.
Stuart Juice. Sorry, Den. Stuart Juice has come on, and Gary Ablett's going, I need someone to come back and play on him because I don't want to play on him.
It's like Pearl Harbor.
It's the 8 rush behind.
Trying to spot something coming out of his son there. Went the short one up the middle. This is Ellis. Ellis drives towards half-forward, and guess who? Jew again, overcommitted Ablett. Jew goes long. It's bending back. Behind.
It was interesting at the start of that last quarter. Franklin was up on the wing. I got a feeling they might have said the Scarlet is just a bit too good in that forward 50. So get Franklin upfield.
He didn't want to go back then, Ablett. And nearly cost his side a goal.
So Enright, wobbly
Great
kick.
chase.
It was a Rioli chase of Birchall.
Oh.
Franklin's the target, I think. No, he's going to leave it for Guerra. So Franklin has started this term on the wing. Guerra with a careful kick, but not a good one. Milburn.
Play on, not 15, play on.
To Ling. Milburn's half volley okay. To Scarlett. To Kelly. Little sidestep. To Varco. Didn't quite break the tackle. Rook. Good tackle by Crawford.
One thing that Hawthorn have done very well is the defender forward of the play has left his man and come and pressured that Geelong player very quickly, and it's Geelong just haven't been able to get out as well forward as they have been throughout the season.
Johnson, the look-away hand pass. Kelly onto the boot. Rook under real pressure. Loose ball. Who wants it most? Well, flying through down there was Birchall. It wasn't Hodge. It was Hodge.
Have a look at him bounce back up.
He's the organiser of that, Bucks. He actually just tells which of his defenders to take which opponent, just sends them upfield.
And that's been the massive difference in their play in the last couple of months. They identified that weakness. They did something about it. They've got the right player. And they've just looked more robust because of it.
Johnson, not a good kick, floats it down towards the 50, lurking at the back. Hodge again. Guerra goes back towards the back pocket, and Brown across the goal front. Taylor able to knock it. Goldwood, Roughhead, got a kind bounce, made his own luck. Slipping over Ladson, time to recover. Little chip to the pocket. Brown's got it.
Missed tackle there by Varco is costly.
Hawks have held their nerve so far in this last quarter.
Yeah, they've been very brave.
Osborne to Campbell. Guerra.
Good run.
Hodge. Now they're on here.
Great
Ellis. Franklin wants it quickly. Ellis goes short to Buddy. Not a great kick. Mackie and Franklin.
Well, you wouldn't have thought Hawthorn would be 3 goals up with Roughhead and Franklin having 2 goals between them going into the last term.
Here. Ottens, Milburn, Johnson. And this will suit Hawthorn.
I thought it was a great curiosity going into the game. Both defences are fantastic, but I think basically the Hawthorn forwards have found a way to score goals against Geelong. But Geelong up the other end, the Hawthorn defensive unit has just made it impossible for them to have easy shots. Remember, they've had a lot of behinds, but 8 of them have been rushed.
Ruff had the big leap, knocks it down. Centering kick from Osborne. Mark is taken by Campbell.
They're on him.
Campbell about 55 metres out, spots a man in the pocket. That's ambitious, but okay. Lewis over the top of Johnson.
Gee, they worked out really well. All Hawthorn and Geelong pushed across to the near side, the member side of the ground, and then that left the other side of the ground where the ball had just come from open. Lewis, perfect position.
1 metre.
And
I would say
puts a dent in the Cats' chances if he kicks this.
The biggest kick of his young career, and he's missed. Just hangs it out to the left, to behind.
Hawthorn have had to look like when they have a set kick outside kicking distance and there's the Geelong zone is back, they tend to kick it into the pockets, I think, mainly to stop that Geelong rebound rather than going to the centre corridor.
So Mackie to Chapman, but not much space here for Chapman. Back to Selwood. He's very good there, Selwood. So good when the tackle comes on. Corey, Ablett.
Well, they're away here too.
Lovely kick to Mooney. He'll look up and he sees some options. He's got Johnson, decides to go towards Rook. That was a strange bit of play. Brown brilliantly got back, and then Gillen wants the line, and he gets it. Well, Johnson was on his own.
They've done a very good job at making certain goals into behinds today. They've done it about 5 times too long.
2 very courageous players, eyes on the ball. Great contest. Indicative of what we've seen from both Hawthorn and Geelong today.
That was almost deja vu with Brad Johnson last week when Rook had to go back and...
That's the 10th rush behind.
They're happy with their kicking routines.
So Guerra, a lot of times he's had to do this today. Crawford's played some game for a 34-year-old in his first grand final.
Critical, wasn't it? Particularly when they lost Young. Crawford is such a hard runner, has been for his whole career. He's been a really good top-up.
A top-up? He kicks it beyond half.
Just today, Dennis, just today.
Campbell knocked it down. Rook releases Ablett, runs in and misses. Again.
They've had some opportunities.
They need that first goal, Geelong, don't they? And they need it soon because otherwise the pressure just builds and builds and it'll actually work against them. They need to get that first goal of this quarter on the board as soon as possible.
Hodge goes to Williams, but another goal makes it 9 points with still an eternity to play. Gillen across the ground. Rioli.
He was the one. He was the spark that Hawthorn needed.
Rioli told to play on.
This is the calm before the storm in the last 10 or 15 minutes of the game.
Gillam taking all the time in the world. No one going to him. Oh, well, a good player can do that. Hodge took the mark. Guerra, Osborne runs into a dead end. Holding the ball, play on's the call. Comes to Saul. How did he release that? Could have thrown it. Ellis, the short one. Ottens juggles it and takes the mark. He's at half back.
They're feeling the pressure out there, some of these boys now.
Kicks to Ling.
You reckon?
I know.
They are, and as we said, that contest through the middle there, Saul on Selwood. What a great tackle by Selwood.
So Ling in short to Chapman. Last 22 scoring shots for Geelong, 3 goals, 19. Chapman decides to load up. It's a one-on-one. Bartel pushed out of it, and Gillam comes in.
It's been pointed out many times, Geelong have very rarely been behind in the last quarter, so their ability to overtake and lead is something they've had very little practice at for the last couple of years.
Well, Hawthorn haven't lost a game this year when leading at three-quarter time. Here's Brown, and as we said, it's been 24 years since the team has come from behind in a grand final and won.
And the way they're playing here, Hawthorn, it plays into Geelong's hands. If Geelong get the next goal, it'll make the Hawks edgy, because
that's right.
This possession-style football, it puts them on the back foot. If all of a sudden, you can't just flick a switch. If all of a sudden they want to go, as Tom Harley comes back on, what a big plus for the Cats.
After the boundary throw in, we'll have a bounce.
We did see a Geelong come back on Friday night football at Subiaco this year against Fremantle in the last quarter from about 4 goals behind.
Well, Luke Hodge is the loose now in defence, so it's 2-on-1.
You can't find the Geelong. Oh, well, Harley's actually dropped back up the other end for the Cats.
Blake at the second attempt. Selwood could have been taken high. Flicks it into the path of Ablett. Ablett to Corey. Here they come, the Cats. Corey to Barco. He can run inside the 50. He can line up. That wasn't an option. It was the third of 2.
Well done, Hodge.
That was terrible. Hodge, little chip. Renoff's taken the mark. Barely the 15. He's at right half back. The Hawks, terrific. Renoff, not such a good kick. Half volley, said the umpire. Down goes Bateman. Over the top is Enright.
That Barco indecision all came because Hodge just waited. As soon as he came to the 50-metre line, then he attacked him forward and put Barco in 2 minds.
Lewis pushed out by Melbourne.
And you have to work a fair way down the Hawks' disposal winners to get to Hodge. But once again, it's not how many touches he's had, it's how influential he's been. Not just with the ball in his hands either, but without it, in instructing his teammates and getting in the spot that the Cats least want him.
So Geelong getting plenty of the ball as they have all day. Enright to Hunt to Scarlett. It's kept Franklin very quiet. Dangerous kick. Taylor was good enough. Bartel running hard, has to get rid of it in a hurry. Mooney working hard here. Almost a miraculous mark. Boundary throw in. Down to you, Tim.
Well, Guerra's gone deep into the forward line. At this stage, all the Geelong defenders have pushed up. Harley's just come onto the ground, but he wants to play across half-back. Guerra continues to try to push him deep into the defence, but he's just going to sit up there across half-back, Harley.
Blake first handed the ball. It's out of bounds. He had to run hard to get to that contest. Of course, we've got the 4 boundary umpires. Renoff is out there. Can they exploit it? Well, Campbell is nowhere to be seen at the moment, but I think he'll be in the action pretty shortly. Osborne. That worked out okay for the Hawks. Osborne wheels around, takes a risk back to Birchall in the pocket. Hodge, what a superb game. Just directing things across the ground. Gillam, a few touches lately. To the wing, a wonderful kick. Taken by Lewis. Renoff is running on. Well, the kick comes across and they'll get a free. Gee, that was a dangerous kick, but Bateman is getting the free kick. It's called against Kelly.
He was very lucky there because
he didn't want to use Renoff, did he?
Yeah, he didn't want to use Renoff. He thought he'd go safe. He's running.
Quickly on Franklin. Oh, he's done it. He's done it. He's put the icing on the cake. He's made it hard now.
How can you judge something when there's nothing to compare it to? A car that makes you rethink what you ever thought possible. A car with the power of a V6 that delivers the fuel economy of a 4-cylinder. The only way to judge it? Drive it for yourself. The 200-kilowatt Toyota Orion. The game has changed.
Well, there he is, the first Coleman medalist since Matthew Lloyd in 2001 to play in a grand final. Lloyd, an Essendon player, as was that man. And this one is slipping away now. 97 is 76, 10.5 minutes to go. Blake decisively to Corey. Corey, hand passes, kept his composure. Williams put the body in, must get a free kick. That was gutsy by Mark Williams. Going low, knew they were coming, and knew he was falling.
Good run.
Ellis, Lewis, rough head is long. Taylor is going back rather nervously, but the kick is wide, and it bounces out of bounds. We'll have a throw in.
I think the one flaw in the Geelong midfield is when there's a spread and the opposition get it, they can get left behind, and I think Hawthorn have exploited that.
Running bounces, look at that, 8 to 36.
Blake, Bartel, not far enough. Mitchell quickly goes on to the left foot. The captain's kicked the goal. It hasn't been a great day. So far it is now for him.
AFL Auskick, a little opportunity for 161,000 kids.
10 minutes to go. And the Hawthorn fans in this stadium are ecstatic. It seems they're going to pull off the upset. They're outlasting the Cats. Rucks go at it.
Well, good handball.
Ling, Ablett.
It's mine, mate.
The kick down towards half forward came from Harley. Mark is taken by Mooney. Bartel is drifting across. Bartel is the intended. Can fly for a little man.
Guess who?
But again, the numbers tell the story. It's thumped away by that kamikaze. Campbell Brown, he gets up limping.
That courage to attack the ball in the air, third man up. 100,000.
100. First time since 1986, 100,000 to a grand final.
How good's that look?
Stokes missing the lot.
Hasn't been his afternoon, has it, Matty Stokes?
I think they'll look back at selection with one or two regrets, Geelong.
Oh, no doubt.
Only now, Dennis, only now.
The loser always does.
It's only one game, and I think the fact is the grand final is a knockout game. Doesn't matter how many games you've won the last 2 seasons. We know how good Geelong have been. But Hawthorn today have had their measure.
It's been good, Williams. Gillam running off.
Just thought they've won a lot of one-on-one contests in the second half.
And they came in with out-of-form key forwards, Geelong. That was the problem, I thought.
So Gillam, Lewis.
For the NFL fans, the Patriots went through last season undefeated and got to the Super Bowl and got knocked off by the Giants. So we've seen it before it happens. And as you said, Lee, when it's a knockout game, anything can happen.
So Guerra back.
I think Hawthorn will be happy with this. They'll be happy now just to be able to play a bit of keepings off.
Well, there's no guarantees in AFL footy. Gee, how much has changed for the two captains in a half an hour of footy? I mean, Harley just before half-time and Mitchell. Compare where they'd be right now.
They had complete control in that second term, and then all of a sudden...
Didn't take their shots.
You don't take your opportunities, and this is what the game can do.
I was going to say, Essendon won 52 out of 57 games between 99 and 01 and got 1 premiership.
It's so hard to win.
42 out of 44 coming into today.
So hard to win 2 back-to-back. Very, very hard to win 3.
Well, we're in great company, and that's what makes what the Brisbane Lions did so special. The Collingwood team of the 20s. And
Melbourne in the 50s.
Melbourne in the 50s, yes. They're not easy to win. Doesn't matter how good you are, you've actually got to be the best team on the right day, qualify to get there first in, be the best team on the right day in successive years.
Well, Mitchell had kicked 3 goals before today. He got the last goal. This is this season. Ladson's kicked 2 goals so far this year. He's played every game. This would completely seal it.
One now. That's it there.
It's looking good. It's their day.
Imagine watching the AFL Grand Final in stunning high definition for the first time ever. Watching the teams perform at their best. Now the world of design and performance come together beautifully. With Samsung, it's not that hard to imagine.
12 of the last 15 goals have been kicked by the Hawks.
I know I've been harping on all day about the inside 50s, and I said early in the game if Geelong had 60 they win. Well, they've had 57, so they might have 60, but they don't look like they're going to win. That is extraordinary.
33 points the margin. Martin's out of the middle. Floats one towards half forward. Brown goes back. Absolutely stellar.
You can't beat toughness in big games. Hodge, Campbell, the big bodies, the blokes who love a bit of rough and tough, have stood up.
Hodge did well as well.
No. I'm going to go through, Mark. Yeah, go through.
Now, they've lost possession here for a one-handed throw. I must admit, I didn't see it. I was watching the replay.
Got called play on.
So Rook's got an unlikely free kick. Brown took a wonderful mark, then was penalised. Rook.
All clear, Pete.
He's kicked it.
Visualize your spine straightening out.
What are you up to?
I'm working out with my personal trainer.
Oh, can I have a go?
Yeah.
Okay, off.
Might help if you took your high heels
Oh.
off, love. I'm going to measure you up now, Pat.
Let's go.
Okay. Oh, no! Oh, I hit it. Should we check out the results?
Yeah.
Okay. You'll get better.
WeFit, your personal health and fitness program.
So here's how Rook got the free kick for that throw from Brown. So a couple of goals to Rook. So Hodge just calming influence there.
Sort of.
He's a hard man to calm down.
Yeah.
Osborne to Lewis. Those left footers. He was on the right side. Scarlett and Franklin free kick.
Your right arm, mate, went over shoulder.
And on the other end of the equation, Lee, 39 inside 50s for Hawthorn, but they've been able to kick 24 scores from that.
Credible efficiency, that.
Whilst Buddy hasn't torn this game apart, Scarlett hasn't had a major influence either.
Selwood to Wattens. Bad handball. Bartell had a real problem, but that was just dropped. Gee, there's a free kick. Abner tried to cut it off. Osborne. Mitchell slung out. Well done, Osborne. Broke the tackle. Looks up. You can see a lot of possibilities. Lewis, the first of them, should go on and kick the goal. Measures it, rough head. Got it.
Quick ball movement. Too strong. And this will be the absolute icing.
Just took one step, put his 100 Ks into Taylor, then came back for where the flow of the ball was going.
So the big guns have kicked a goal each in the last quarter, Roughhead and Franklin.
We belong to the Miniature Railway Club of Victoria. I also belong to the RACV. When I took out my home insurance, combined it with my car insurance, I got 10% off both. Same with the caravan and the boat. Even the contents. Save 10% on everything. Meant I could build my new sleeper line.
RACV multi-policy discount. Call 13 RACV.
It's good to belong.
Big finish by the Hawks. An exclamation point from that man. And they're running like men on caffeine drips at the moment. They've got the legs. Geelong have got nothing. 18-7 to 10-22. Orton's clean possession this time to half forward. Brown launches himself. Couldn't hang on. Spills wide. Ellis.
It's been good, Ellis.
Oh, has he ever? Since Young went off, Ellis has had to stand up, and he has been unbelievable. Both of their young boys, Ellis and Rioli, they're better than two reasons why Hawthorn are in this position.
Williams has got it. In terms of Ellis, I'm sure he heard all week about the wonderful midfield of the Cats. Their wheelhouse. Nice snap if you were going that way. David Roden throws the remote away. Just ahead of his time, if you're watching David.
Oh, look at that. As enjoyable as it can be on crutches, he's delighted. Look at him. He's had an interesting AFL journey. Started at Hawthorn, went to Fremantle, back to Hawthorn, now a premiership player.
Well, they got Hodge and Mitchell by giving Crow to McFarlane up, and they got Crow back. And Lee, to think they've won without Crow basically for more than a half a footy.
Well, I'd get their whole defence. It didn't really matter much because this kid's been fantastic. But their whole defensive group has just made it so hard. They've been so controlled that Geelong forward half has just been relatively ineffective. As I said, they've kicked 23 behinds, but 11 of them have been conceded rushed.
I know you're voting on the Norm Smith medal. I won't ask you, but gee, the Norm Smith is it's a tough one, isn't it?
The bloke who's got his hands on the footy right now, he will be very hard to topple for the Norm Smith.
He or Sewell, what do you reckon?
Yeah, Sewell's had a big game. So was Ellis. Ellis has been outstanding.
Let's go down to you, Tim.
Actually, it was Rick, Bruce. Trent Crow just wandered past me. His foot was very swollen. I actually asked him if it was broken. He said, yes, it is, but he said a premiership medal will numb the pain.
Mackie, Varco couldn't control it. It's out of bounds. Just over 5 minutes to go.
With a right smile on his face.
Smile on it is too. Look at the colour of it compared to his right foot.
Rhett just a handful of games alongside him. Must be pinching himself. Johnson got it from Ablett. This is Mackie. Back to Johnson. Treads the boundary. Varco. Some holding.
Stevie Johnson.
And again, we see that situation, not as violent that time, where a player released the ball, wanted to run on, but was held. Now, Selwood's been terrific.
He doesn't know the word give up.
He is just a wonderful young player. Lonigan's taken the mark.
Hey, Steve.
Selwood, 29 possessions, 18 hand passes. But that man was doubted when he got the job. Those that picked him were doubted. Well, the naysayers can leave the building. Lonigan comes in and kicks a belated goal.
They'll be shell-shocked, the Cats.
When something goes wrong, you don't expect it to make things better. Sunday.
There you go. Modesty cushion. That's my nightmare whenever they give me those. I just held my boobs on TV. Hi, Nan.
Is this the last night we'll all see red? The new dancing. Sunday, 7:30 on 7.
When a sniffer dog picks this man out from over 300 people, what's his excuse?
I thought it was because of my dogs.
Does he have anything to hide? Border Security, Monday.
So a couple of goals for Tom Lonigan, but not the result thereafter.
Saw Ian Dickett before the bounce, and this all started with Ian and building this club after the merger talks many years ago, the former president, of course, and he was quietly confident but more hopeful.
So Blake, Campbell Brown, very good. Varco.
It's a good tackle, didn't get his back. No, he kept out of his back.
Birchall terrific in that first half when the tide was against them. He stood up. Well, Crawford, 305 games since that debut in round 1 against Melbourne in 1993, a first grand final.
Is that for the ending he needs?
I don't know, Chapman, but he challenged the club in 2002, didn't he? And here's Hodge. He'll become just the third #1 draft pick to win a premiership, with Headland and Banfield before him. So inside the last 4 minutes.
dragged it around. He pulled his arm around.
Gee, Mark Blake, a lot would be going through his mind right now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wobbly kick by Renouf. Hawthorn. Could Crawford finish it off? No free kick. Harley. Enright. To Rook, who played such a big first quarter. Johnson, as Dennis said, a lot of disposals, but not much on the scoreboard today for him. That's a good kick.
Generally so high up the ground. Here's Mooney. Ling inside the forward 50. Here's a chance. Lonigan fell over. Socket away towards the boundary there by Chapman. Only 7 possessions since half-time. Only 2.5 games in 7 weeks. They'll have a bounce about 10 metres in from the line. Under 3 minutes now. They can send it. Those nostrils fully flared. Melbourne knocks it down. Saul, so important when the game was on the line, and they made their run. They made their move to pull away. Gillam through the pack, taken by Johnson. Danowitz full forward. Hodge surely a free, nothing doing. Deep in the pocket, Melbourne tries to kick the impossible goal. Well, I think he did. It just wanders across the goal front to be marked by Lewis.
Well, Sam Mitchell might not have had an effect on the game in the first half. Just the 3 handballs, as we said. He's had 12 now after that goal earlier in the quarter. But you've got to give him credit. His leadership through the week. Here's Crawford's dues. It's obviously paid off. They've got some important leadership in the coach's box in Hardwick. Ross Smith and, of course, Clarkson, they would have all played important roles, and they've obviously had their players cherry ripe, ready to go because they performed on the big stage.
So here's the captain. Had an horrendous first half, but he's picked himself up. And his team...
That's leadership right there too.
To Campbell. He's done another good job, Campbell.
Well, they've been able to nullify Otten's and Blake's influence on the game.
This will be Hawthorn's 10th premiership.
See if they can get it into Shane Crawford's hands to finish it off.
48 years since their first Hawthorn, but their 10th premiership, the only team in the last 50 years to get to double figures, the Hawks. Brown. And gee, you think of the coaches that have gone before Clarkson, Kennedy and Jeans and Parkin and Joyce. They're big names. Here is Hodge to Guerra.
Well, right now, Geelong are being milked with cold pliers. Here's Guerra. They're really teasing the Cats now. It's out of their reach, and they can't get the footy. Osborne. A wonderful day for the Hawks.
Bateman's run 100 metres to get that uncontested mark. 30 seconds left in the game. Still doing the work.
Bateman drives it towards half forward. Eventually, they gave it to a contest. Harley leads back. A tired-looking Harley. The ball is out of bounds. And we're down to 17 seconds.
So the last little bit of play in what's been a memorable grand final has lived up to its hype. Franklin got it from Jude, dropped it to Crawford. A little soccer off the ground. Rioli and Enright. Taylor, Buddy runs him down. Hawthorn, the champions. The long wait for Crawford over. What a team on and off the field they've turned out to be. coming out of you now, Lee, or not?
Well, it's a fantastic effort. I mean, you went in thinking, and how could you possibly pick against a Geelong side that just had won so consistently over a couple of years? But they were coming. If you just purely did it on the last month, then it was certainly an even money ball game, and certainly Hawthorn did it without some of their star players, tearing the game apart. Ruffhead was okay, Franklin got his couple, but their defensive backup, led by Luke Hodge, I just thought the way he has played this final series, the way he's directed that back group, has just made it so hard to score against them.
We kept talking about 1989. There was so much of 2001 in this grand final today. Brisbane made their move in the third quarter like Hawthorn did. As we're about to go down and join Tim Watson.
Shane Crawford's with me. Shane, the champs of this game. Shane, the champs of this game don't always get what they deserve. You did today.
It's unbelievable. Like, to be the underdogs, and the boys are really confident to go into the match. Mate, this is a dream come true.
17 years in the making. I mean, it's taken a long time to get to this day.
Oh, I can't believe it, mate. Can't believe it.
Did you give up hope at any stage, though?
I can nearly kiss you at the moment.
Go and enjoy yourself.
You feel like his career's complete. He had a Brownlow, but he didn't have what he wanted.
Well, he's had a great career, and as Tim said, not everyone gets this opportunity, and he's been a part of a team. He's hung on long enough to do that. We saw Robert Harvey retire just a week ago and didn't get that chance, but the Hawks have deserved every minute of that, and Crawford's played a massive part in it, not just tonight or today, but during his career.
Down to you, Ricky.
This man just defines courage. Hodgie, what a feeling for you.
Oh, mate, this is sensational. For the boys to come out here, it's only been the prime team for the last 2 years, and it was just the way the boys stuck to the game plan. It was just super effort.
So what's going through your mind at the moment, mate? Just tell us what it's like to win a premiership.
Oh, mate, I don't know. I've still got goosebumps on hands. I just seen the boys how excited they are. Mate, we started this 4 years ago, and it's just what we've come to now. It's just a super team effort, and mate, looking at the youth of the boys, it's only more maturing for us to do. So just looking forward to the future.
I'll let you get back in there, mate. Go, you, Hodgie. Thanks, mate.
I've got to say that Trent Crowe didn't have a major impact on the game, but here's the world's most dangerous reveller wandering around that huddle with his crutches.
He's got blood rules.
He's thanked every player because he couldn't be out there, but he said thank you to absolutely every one of them.
Well, he hugged Shane Crawford so tightly that there was blood started coming out of his right ear.
Gary Ablett went up and congratulated every one of them.
Well, 18 of those players for Geelong were on the other end just this time last year. Back with the presentation and the Norm Smith medalists after this.
Rexona Men absolute protection applied. Meeting in 3 minutes. Meeting in 2 minutes.
New Rexona Men Quantum. Future-ready protection.
Michael.
Michelle.
You know what I do today?
What?
I got on my mobile.
Mobile, love. Mobile.
Oui, my mobile. And you know what I do?
What?
I switched my car insurance for $272 less.
You little beauty.
All the features I want, all the pips and bobs, for way less moulala.
Who gave you that?
Bouger. Bouger Direct Car Insurance.
Budget, love. Budget direct car insurance.
Well, call them what you like, Michael. Just call them. You could save hundreds of dollars. Bouger Direct, Michael.
You wouldn't even know unless I tell you.
For a fast quote, call or go online. Budget Direct. Cut the cost, not the cover.
At Specsavers, you can get 2 pairs of glasses for one low price always. This includes frames complete with single vision lenses from $199. Specsavers, changing the face of optometry.
In our lifetime, only one artist has deserved the name Wonder. Stevie Wonder. A Wonder Spring Night 2008. By demand, a brand new show has just been announced. Monday, October 20 at Rod Laver Arena. 30 years of hits. 2 incredible concerts. Tickets on sale now through Ticketek. Stevie Wonder. Produced by Wonder Productions Inc. Promoted by Dainty and Live Nation.
The only true test of performance is time. MTAA Super's balanced option. Rated #1 for performance over 3, 5, 7 and 10 years.